was walking down the street, feeling kind neat, when the wind came out your butt and blew my wig off. Oh, it was a sight to see, my hair flying in the breeze, 'cause the wind came out your butt and blew my wig off. People started laughing, they couldn't believe their eyes, as my wig flew through the sky. Oh, what a surprise. I tried to catch it, but it slipped right through my hands, 'cause the wind came out your butt and now it's somewhere in the land. Oh, wind came out your butt and blew my wig off. Baby, you drive like shit. Did you see that car that you almost hit? I'd rather take the bus instead. Riding with you, I'm gonna end up dead. Don't ask me if I need a lift. Baby, you drive like shit. She just ran through, always stop. I ain't trying to get stopped by the cops. Baby, why the hell did I let you drive? It's a miracle that you're still alive. Don't ask me if I need a lift. Baby, you drive like shit. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look out, my girl is driving. Watch out, my girl drives like shit. Whoa, 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 whoa. My girl is driving. Watch out, my girl drives like shit. Whooping ain't over. Heard you think you're tough. Gotta let you know, I will fuck you up. I whoop that ass, talking all that shit, spank that ass till you tap like a bitch. No, I ain't playing, I'm here to kick ass. Whoop that ass, it's time to punch face. I'm the one who brings you pain in the ring. I whoop that ass until the bell rings. Already know that I do not play. Throw a punch like I'm cutting down hay. I whoop that ass every single night. Spank that ass till they stop the fight. I'll tell you the story of a man, a radioactive tip in his hand. His hand grew 10 times its normal size to help him get his money on time. He knew if a bitch was telling a lie, which was 100% of the time. Superpowers to make a bitch listen, then get her naked with sex-ray vision. Sweep a police station in a single bound, slapping bitches down to the fucking ground. His name was famous across the land. They called him the pimp named Superhand. Oh shit, yeah, his pimp named Superhand. He had powers no other pimp had. Oh fuck yeah, his pimp named Superhand. That motherfucker was super bad. Asking for dinner ain't asking for much. You had one job and still fucked it up. Sometimes you gotta learn respect. I use my pimp hand to correct. It's called a bitch slap. Slap. Come get your face clapped.
Don't tell me about me. Stop telling 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 me about me. I don't need you to tell me about me.
Man, welcome back, y'all, to another one, man. Another episode. Let's talk with J versus Jordan. Yes, I am your host. Let's talk with J versus Jordan. JVJ for short. Y'all like it like that. Man, I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight and everybody that's gonna come in a little bit later, man. Do your boy a favor as usual, man. Y'all hit that like, y'all hit that subscribe, share the videos and turn notifications on. Hit all. YouTube likes to unsubscribe people and turn all that stuff off, so you'll never know when we're doing something. And just so y'all know, we're doing something every night, pretty much. But look, y'all. I ran across a debate, a very interesting debate by Anton Daniels and a guy by the name of Yada. Now, in the very beginning, I didn't know who, then you got Uncanny in the building trolling. I didn't know who this Yada guy was until I heard him speak, y'all. And now I remember covering him before. And I'm not going to go and play the short of this guy because we're going to get through this tonight. But this guy he's firm in his beliefs, and we know how Anton is firm in his. And I have my disagreements with Anton, but once again, y'all gonna see me siding with him a lot during this live stream. But it was very interesting. Shout out to the Harley Initiated podcast. They getting some good, interesting conversations. And the conversations they're gonna cover tonight, I think they cover like 4 topics. It all revolves around family, relationships, dating in 2024, and things of that sort. So we're gonna get into it, see what's popping. I'm gonna pause it when I get triggered. Y'all know how that go. But let's see how it goes, and let's have a good show, y'all. Y'all ready? I'm ready. Let's get it.
So let's actually move straight into it. I want to move into the first topic of discussion for tonight, okay? Because this is one of the most polarizing conversations online, one of the biggest talking points that you gotta have, and I've heard you dive into this conversation many times before as well, Anton. Let's talk about it. Should men be expected to cover 100% of the bills? This is a major stressor to a lot of brothers out here. A lot of brothers out here split between this. A lot of brothers say that's absolutely insane to cover 100% of the bills, and a lot of the ladies are saying that this is a must. I must get a brother to cover 100% of the bills. So let's bring some clarity to this. Yada, I'm gonna have you open up the conversation here. Should men be expected to cover 100% of the bills?
First, I want to say all praise is due to the Most High, and I want to pray real quick if you don't mind.
Let's go.
In the name of God, the most gracious and most merciful, strengthen me and guide me. Allow God to speak through me. Allow it to electrify the room and remove all dusty demons from the table. All praise is due. Amen and amen.
So when you getting up there?
All praises due to God.
When you leave
off the chain.
Now, what's the question, brother?
Right.
What's the question?
So the question is,
When you leave?
What's the question?
should men be expected to cover 100% of the bills?
I believe if men are claiming to be providers, and we know that means to take care of whoever's under you, that he should provide 100%. While we're doing this, this gives the woman time and space, not just to be great for the man, but also great for the children. And I want to use myself for example. I provide 100% for my woman. My son, he's only 5 years old, and he was tested 2 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. 2 days ago, he's only in kindergarten, but he tested at a 4th grade level. Why is that? Because I handle my responsibility, providing, and providing isn't just financial. Any man off the street can walk to a woman and give her money. Providing is elevating a woman mentally, elevating a woman spiritually, emotionally. This is what it means to provide for a woman. Not just, here's some money, run off with it. No, let me elevate you. Let me bring you closer to your God. Let me set standards in your life. If your father gave you to me, you are my responsibility from the bottom of your feet to the top of your head. I'm gonna love everything about you, 100%. And if I can't do that, I'm not a man. I'm a male, and that's a difference.
That's your one
Man,
track.
talk to me, brother.
No.
Talk to me, brother.
No.
Talk to me,
That's
brother.
not what we're going to do today.
Talk to me, brother.
So this is what we're going to do.
Talk to me, brother.
Because he's like Kamala Harris right now.
Talk to me, brother.
And I've heard all of these talking points.
Talk to
and
me.
I don't even study him because he says the same thing over and over again.
Talk to me.
You got to control yourself because that's
brother.
not manly.
Talk to me, brother.
You got to control yourself.
Brother, talk to me, brother.
So you see how I was quiet
Talk to
when
me.
you were speaking?
No, you cut me
No,
off, but go ahead, brother.
I didn't say anything.
You got it, brother. There you
I
go.
was quiet when you were speaking.
Go ahead, brother.
And so now we're going to add nuance. Now we're going to add context. So first thing we have to do is we have to ask ourselves the question, what does it mean to be a man? Because being manly has nothing to do with the woman. It has nothing to do with pandering. It has nothing to do with just providing. Being a man means being purposeful. That's what being a man is. That means that whatever it is that I seek from God, because my purpose is not a woman. A woman is a helpmeet. So when he panders to you guys, and ladies, remember, I don't know what he's selling. I don't know what product that he has, but my goal is to get you married. My goal is to have you married based off of what God says is sanctified, right? I don't want y'all divorced. I don't want you unequally yoked. I don't want you to be a single baby mama. I don't want you shooting your shot in the dark thinking that this guy is giving you insight when he's just giving you talking points with no real substance behind it. And here's the context. At what age do you want to be married? Do you put yourself in a position to find the person that's best for you? Has your father given you away? Does your parents actually see value in the person that is looking to marry you? And when you start to ask yourself these questions, and I don't speak to just rich people because we both have money, we both have resources. So let's remove that from the table. I speak to the majority, not the minority. And when you are 20, 21, 22 years old, especially if you are a person that's looking to become a man, you are supposed to fail in controlled environments, meaning that your father is not even supposed to give you everything. He's supposed to give you what you need in order to be successful. My father was able to buy me a car, but he told me that I had to earn it and work for it because I valued it more, which then extended to every single thing that I touch, including the woman. See, my wife is here. My wife travels with me. She knows me. She understands me, right? And so at 20, 21, 22 years old, you're supposed to be broke. Unless you're doing something that you ain't supposed to do in order to get it, you're supposed to be building. You're supposed to be understanding each other. It's a storming, a norming, a forming situation. And in no circumstance do you ever come into it fully understanding who the person is, regardless of whether you're a man or a woman. And so when we start to look at what God has ordained to be great, the purpose of a man, it's not just to give spirituality and leadership. It's to understand. The first thing that the word says, in everything that you do, you get understanding. And everything you do, you get understanding. I don't even know her. I don't even know you. Everybody is out here dating, everybody running around, everybody doing everything. They're giving themselves to each other. We think that money or resources or what you can do or what you can offer a person is supposed to make up for all the insecurities and the problems and the issues that you have in your childhood. What have you solved for? Right? Do you have problems in your childhood? Do you even have a father? Do you know what it means to be a man? It's a lot of women that's raising men to be feminine because they're in single parent households, right? How does that look? What does it look like when you get into a situation with a woman that has a child out of wedlock already, and then she still has to deal with the father? How do you deal with that? See, these are the questions that he can't answer.
Look, I don't know if these guys got a beef going on, and I haven't watched this, but Anton, that ain't the question. I appreciate the preaching, bro. I appreciate it, but that's not the question. The question on the table, y'all can see it at the bottom of the screen, even though I'm in the way right now. Should men pay 100% of the bills? All right, but I'm gonna let him continue. But that he talking about stuff that is not the question. I just want to be fair. I want to be fair because I think I'm gonna be on his side. But that ain't the question. You answering something else.
He can't answer for you because the only thing he talks about is pandering. I'm talking about context. I'm talking about substance. I'm talking about spirituality. I'm talking about praying together. I'm talking about building. You're supposed to get married when you're young because it prevents you from sinning and finding yourself with all of these bodies and these soul ties that ultimately carry with you for the rest of your life. And then you start to see every single man and you can't take it out of your memory with the person that you wind up being with. Most women have skipped over the man that they're supposed to be with, because they didn't have the guidance, because they didn't have the spirituality. They don't know the word of God. And so it's easy to just say, oh yeah, just provide 100%. What happens when life happens and you 22, 23, 24 years old and you get married? The economy messed everybody up. Everybody that thought that they had it, guess what? You got a plan and then God has a plan. What happened to the character? Why you don't talk about character?
Hold on, and Anton,
why he don't talk about character? Because when I teach my daughter, I'm a reflection of the man that I would want my daughter to marry. I don't tell my daughter to go and look for a guy to provide for her. I tell my daughter to go and look for a guy that's believing in God, that has good character, that actually worships and looks for and focuses on his purpose, because everything else falls in line. The money is going to come. We so busy chasing money. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you. You don't have to chase money. You don't have to look to women to provide for them, because if you're naturally that, if you're raised up in the admonition of your father, which is what God has ordained for you to do, you don't have to worry about that. That's naturally in you. And so, yes, absolutely, she should be purposeful. And her purpose at that time could be raising the children, depending on if y'all got children. Her purpose at that time could be out there and bringing in resources because she's learning a new skill that can then translate into the company that y'all build together. It's a lot of nuance and a lot of context, but I hate it when people pander to women because they leading y'all astray. And it sounds like I'm a harsh father. It sounds like it's a difficult situation. It sounds like you're just supposed to be given everything. But if that's the case, then why are we as a society, why are we as a people, as Black people in particular, so far behind, and we further behind than we ever been, even though we the freest and we have the opportunity to choose for ourselves? This isn't God. Ain't none of this what he talking about God right now. And I ain't even studied him. I ain't even getting started. I'm gonna let you cook. Go ahead.
Well, wait, but I want clarity before we move on.
Go ahead.
Because when we talk about should men pay 100% of the bills, I'm assuming that means based on the context that you just gave.
It's based off of your circumstance and situation. Everyone is different, and nobody is a monolith.
My brother.
Nobody is a monolith.
Okay.
I love how he put so much passion into his words. But when God created man, God gave man a purpose. And what was the purpose? What was the purpose? He placed that man in a garden. What's this? That's a tree. What's this? Those are clouds. What's that? That's a sky. What's that? That's a bear.
That's not what happened.
Listen to me. Man, listen to me. Listen to me, brother. Listen to me. And when God, seeing that he was fit to represent himself as a man, he put him to rest. And from that rib, he took Eve. Now, this is a fact. Now we have to understand, what does it mean when you
determined that was a lie.
Look, I ain't trying to be over here and be all biblical and stuff, but like, I don't know what the fuck this dude talking about. That is not that is not what happened. That is not what happened. All we can go off is what the good book says. And the good book didn't say that. It didn't say that. I don't know what the fuck he talking about, but he put Adam to rest because he saw that he made Adam, saw that Adam was good, but he saw that Adam was lonely also. So then he put him to sleep and he made Eve. I don't know what this dude is talking about. You need to go, look, dude, it's the first chapter in the book. It's the first chapter in the book, bro. You can't tell me you messing up the first chapter. You damn sure can't know nothing what else happened in that book if you don't know the first chapter. Come on, man. Come on now. You gotta crawl before you walk, buddy.
Create a woman from the rib. What is a rib? A rib protects the internal organs, the heart and the rib. If the rib is mishandled, it fractures, it breaks. And what does that do to the man? It leaves him vulnerable. It leaves him hurt. But if a man handles this rib, protects this rib, uplifts this rib, guides this rib, loves this rib, this woman is able to become something greater than what she was created, which uplifts the man himself. So God gave a man responsibility before he gave him a woman. He didn't say, here's Adam and here's Eve. He said, here's Adam and here's a responsibility. And then when God was seen that he was fit to be considered a man and a head, which God is the head of man and man is the head of woman, he then gave God Eve. And then what happened, brother? And then what happened?
You tell me. Because I'm gonna add the context. I want you to
we can go in deep. If you want chapters, we can do this. But I need every young man listening to me that was raised in a home without a father. Young girls that was raised in homes without fathers. Your mother is divine greatness. Your mother is beautiful. I don't care what no man says about you, your mother, or where you can go. Strive to elevate. Strive to become the best version you are before you get into a relationship, so you don't have to drag a woman through the same things your fathers did to your mothers. Love yourself enough to provide for yourself. So when you get into a relationship with a woman, you don't have to abandon her or drag her through your...
I'm stopping right here because I'm clearly triggered right now. Look, I don't think guys that have messed up situations and they got a lot of things going on technically need to be in a relationship with a girl, but sometimes that might be the path that you need to be on. Maybe she's that person brought there to help you get yourself up so you can help the group. But that's not most people. That's not the greater majority of society. But buddy, what the fuck are you talking about? What is he even talking about? I don't know what he's talking about. In response to what Anton said, even though Anton wasn't, these brothers, I think they know each other. I think they know each other and they don't like each other. But I remember Yada, man, he was the dude talking about just pay your wife $300,000 a year and she can't touch your money. Well, you can't touch her money, but everything you got, she can touch. He was one of them. He one of them dudes. One of them dudes. Yeah, I got millions of dollars. My wife don't pay for nothing. I pay her, and everything I got, she got access to. I ain't got access to none of her shit. It's like dudes would be saying dumb shit like that. Like one of them Derrick Jackson motherfuckers. That's what. But look, I think they got something going on. But I'm gonna let them continue, man. Look, they need to stay on topic. They not on topic right now.
Their turmoils. All praises is completely due to the Most High. Go ahead, my brother.
You know what's so funny about that story? The part that he left out?
What's that?
Is that she hearkened to the voice of the serpent. And the man wasn't there to protect her. God was. They had everything. They didn't even know that they was naked. He made her because he said that it wasn't good for man to be alone. And he didn't point to figure it out. He let him name every single thing that was in the garden. And the context matters. And this is what happens when you know your word. And the interesting part about it is the devil knows parts of the Bible too. devil know parts of the Bible too. So the serpent itself was able to beguile Eve because he understood what God told them not to do, not to eat from that tree, not to eat that fruit. And although she had all of the covering that she could ever want and need, there is no greater provider than God himself. And you know what she did? She was disobedient. She still ate. And not only did she eat, she went and she gave it to her husband too, which then got them kicked out. And then they had to put cherubims around the tree of life so that they wouldn't eat it and become gods themselves. That's scripture. And then their children was raised up to then kill one another because one of them was jealous of the other. And then the children then became generational curses as a result of what the beguilement was from the wife, from Eve.
Brother.
No.
Okay.
That's what happened.
Okay.
That's literally what happened. So my point is that context matters. It's not just looking at it on the surface.
Definitely.
It's deep diving into the understanding. You need to get a concordance. You should
You're goddamn right.
get a concordance, because I don't know what book you read, I don't know what version you understand, but you got to get a concordance to understand what words mean. And you need to understand exactly what God instructed Adam to do, because he wasn't disobedient. He was punished for the thing that you tell women to do and you tell men to do. You said, people sent me a video of you saying a man should give 100% of his check to his wife. God punished Adam because he hearkened to the voice of his woman, and he wasn't the leader that you saying with both tongues, because it's speaking from both tongues, that you said that men should do. It's the opposite of what God instructed man to do.
That's what he just said is so beautiful. Genesis chapter 3, verse 1 through 6. Adam was right next to Eve when the serpent gave her the fruit to eat. He was right next to her. Genesis, anybody, Genesis.
This guy's crazy.
Chapter 1. Listen to me. Genesis.
1 second, y'all.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
What book is he reading? Y'all, what Bible is this man reading? Adam was not around Eve when the serpent got to Eve. Adam wasn't laying down. Like the way he even said it is like, bro, you can tell that's not the way the scripture is written. The Bible is written a certain type of way, and anybody that can hear somebody reading the Bible and don't even know that they reading the Bible will know that they're reading the Bible just by the way a lot of that shit is written. Like, what is he talking about, bro? Like this, he needs to just take God out of this stuff, because, like, bro, he probably failed history class. He probably did.
Chapter 3, verse 1 through 6. Can somebody read that for me?
What version?
I'm gonna pull that up. I'm gonna pull that up. Genesis.
What version?
Let's go King James just to keep it. Let's keep it King James just to keep it standard.
And Lano, can we pull that up? Can we pull that up, Lano? Is that possible?
We're no longer allowing men to walk us around in circles and sound like they know what they're talking about.
Oh no, you know
Genesis, chapter 3, verse 1 through 6. Can somebody please read?
And listen, we're gonna pull that up. And listen, shout out to the chat. We're gonna pull that up. Genesis chapter 1 through 6. We got 3,300 people in the chat. That's between initiates, NDBA.
Skip.
For God doth.
There you go.
My mic is
of the field, which the
All
Lord
right,
God.
hold on. All right, here go, y'all. They about to read the chapter. Now you heard what this goofy dude over here done said, and I don't like this dude, but because now I know who the fuck he is. He sounds stupid. He putting dreams in people's heads, but he quoted saying that this is what was in the Bible. They're about to read it, and it's gonna be very funny. Shiesty up in the building. What's up, Shiesty? You know we back over here, girl. We back over here. You can come over here and troll some more. You know I like Shiesty, y'all. I like Shiesty no matter what they say. What they say about you, girl. I rock with you. But she said men should definitely pay all the bills. Okay. And she said, I'm with that. I would believe you would be. You're a woman. Let's keep going.
my mic, it seems like it's going in and out.
It's going
All praises be to the Most
It's probably
High.
your headphones, but your mic is good.
As long as my mic is good.
Your mic is Gucci. So check this out. I'm gonna go ahead and start reading this. Lano, go ahead. You gonna get that to Lano to put it
Trying
on.
to get it to Lano, yeah.
Now, Genesis chapter 3. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. 2. And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall y'all touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
That's correct.
And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
With her.
That does not, no, that's not what it means.
Read that
That's
again,
not what it means.
Read that again, please.
That's not what it means.
Let me read it.
This boy is on that. This guy's on this short bus, y'all. Like, I need that old lady. What old lady?
Sake, not that again.
I don't know what he heard. Don't know what he heard. Like, dude, it never said that she ate that shit when Adam was right there. It didn't say that shit. It said she was talking with the serpent, ate the fruit, then she went and gave some to her husband. Like, come on, dude. He's on the street. Like, nah, bro. No. But either way, let's keep going.
One more time. Let me read this one more
That's
time.
not what it means. You know better.
Now you want to change the word.
No, it's not changing the word.
Hold on,
You know
wait,
that's not what it
guys,
means.
hold on, wait, one second. This is actually chapter 3. I'm reading verse 6 again. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her.
But no, but see, here's the key. No, here's the key.
Now he want to change the word of God.
Nope, don't overtalk me. She talked to the serpent by herself. She ate from the tree by herself, and then she took with her and then dined with her husband.
That's not what it says.
Listen. That is what happened in the word.
Man.
He wants to, and here's the beautiful part about this, is that he's so stuck on pandering.
Oh man.
He's so stuck. And here's the beautiful part about this, is that regardless of what man that you have, regardless of your covering, he's going.
Before that dude get done doing his little giggle laugh because he dumb in here, if Adam was there the whole time, the Bible would have stated it. The Bible stated when Adam was there, when Eve brought him some fruit and he ate it. He wasn't there when the serpent. Why wouldn't God? Why the people that wrote the book wouldn't say when the serpent was talking to Eve and Adam? They never say that. They only bring Adam in when Eve gave him the fruit. This dude, I don't know if he wants to believe what he want to believe in. By all means, man. Anybody, y'all believe whatever the hell y'all want. We just read it. Common sense to tell you that dude wasn't right there with her. But you want to believe that shit. Do what you want to do, man. Like I say all the time, everybody ain't gonna make the boat. It don't matter. Learn this is fundamental.
Going to suffer no matter what. He has to pay the price. Men today understand that regardless of whether or not my mic is going in and out, or is it just my headphones?
Just your headphones.
Regardless of whether or not we get you impregnated or not, we still have to be responsible for that. We go to jail regardless of if we want to take care of that kid or not. If we decide that we don't want to pay child support, even if it's not your child, a woman can put your name on the birth certificate and you will be imprisoned as a result of it. That is just the facts. It's men every single day that go to jail for things that they didn't do. They get accused of things that they didn't do every single day, meaning that men by default, even back in the word of God, is held accountable for the things that their wife do, but it doesn't absolve the woman from being responsible for her own decisions. It does not absolve her at all. And that's the part of the context that we're missing. We always want to put it on the men, and justifiably so, because men have to be responsible, and you've never seen how great a society is without men being great themselves. But we don't live in that time.
Oh, praise it. Now, I want to finish what I was saying about
but I'm going to let him
Thank you so much.
Let's go ahead and get it. Let's go ahead.
Thank you so much. From Genesis, chapter 3, verse 1 through 6.
He just read it.
Listen to me, please. May I speak? That's
You're right. I'm sorry.
I appreciate you so much. Genesis, chapter 3. You read it.
Yes,
1
sir.
through 6, right?
That was 1 through 6. Yes, sir.
Did it say that Eve walked down the street?
No.
It said she ran around the corner. She said she gave it to her husband that was right next to her, meaning
it didn't say right
brother,
next to her.
brother, that was
the word of God.
Can we read it one more time? It's on the screen.
He didn't say
Can
he was
we
right
place it
next to her.
again? Can we place?
He said that she
Anton,
talked to the
hold on
serpent by
brother.
herself.
1 minute,
he
brother.
was not there.
Brother, 1 minute, brother,
Check
please.
it out. I got it. It says, and gave also. She took
brother,
She took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her.
So you're going to ignore also?
With her.
You're going to ignore also?
Can you read it again? Because I don't know.
I didn't see anywhere in that
Where'd
scripture
you learn your English?
where it said that Adam was
let me
there
finish,
while
brother.
she was
Let
having a
me finish.
conversation.
I understand you don't like to be proven wrong. I got you.
We gotta have one
I didn't see
mic.
that.
We gotta have one mic, guys, just so because we
I'm
gotta
finish. Thank you so much.
We gotta
So
get
let's get it.
context
So
on
Genesis 1 through 6.
Right. First, I want to say, Anton, I love you. And I'm glad that you came here to speak with me today. We don't have to get emotional, over talk, yell. It's not about proving points, bro. We gonna show facts. That's it. You said talking points, right? You said we couldn't go in context. Now, as we see, when a man leaves a woman unprotected, she doesn't just get hurt. Her family beneath her gets hurt. Now we're going to step into what the brother was talking about with generational curses. The generational curse fell on.
I like that statement when you've been sitting here arguing saying that Adam was there, but then you turn around and say that when a man leaves his woman unprotected, going to what the Bible actually says when Adam wasn't. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? He smoked something over there, drank something over there. I think they need to, the FDA need to come out and ban whatever he own over there. Cause bro, that don't need what? That don't even make no sense. You just literally just said you've been arguing that Adam was there the whole time. And then your very next words out of your mouth. See, this is what happens when a man leaves a woman unprotected. So was Adam there or not? These little snake oil salesmen that women love these snake oil salesmen, man. I don't know what the fuck it is.
The sons, you okay, brother? I thought you were having a seizure. Your neck was moving a little bit. You okay?
I'm listening.
Just making sure you're okay.
Because you're doing the common
No,
words.
brother, please, brother. Thank you so much. I love you, brother, really. When Adam and Eve, Adam is the head over woman. God is the head over man. When Adam ate, God came to him, and I'll give you a chat if you want to, because I know I like to go back. This is what I do. He ate other fruit. Like the brother said, he was naked. God came to him and said, why are you hiding? He said, I'm naked. He said, who told you you're naked? Yes or no? You agree with that part? Thank you so much for agreeing. He then asked him, who told you you were naked? He said, the woman that you gave me the fruit, and I ate. He took no responsibility over that woman. Now this turns into a generational curse, which goes down to Cain and Abel. When a man leaves a woman unprotected, we're going to see death in high numbers, as we do right now. Detroit, Chicago, New York, they're even rapping about it, calling it drill music. But if young men had fathers in their lives that could elevate them, love their mothers, appreciate their mothers, guide their mothers, because when a man loves a woman, the children will be protected. But when a woman has to pick up the slack of a man and become a man, more masculine in her approach with her sons, the boy turns into something other than himself. And now we're seeing murder at high numbers. We're still going through the sins of Adam not being a provider and a teacher, because a provider isn't just financial. Providing is emotionally, mentally, spiritually, intellectually. This is what a provider is. And when a man's unable to do that, we see what's going on. Young girls not knowing how to choose a man, and men speaking down to women. This is what's going on. This is the sin of Adam, not the sin of Eve. But you men believe that.
You know, Adam was punished not for eating the fruit, but to hearkening unto the voice of the woman. That's why he don't understand. See, he'll move the goalposts and start talking about drill music and all of this other nonsense. That's not true. Let me tell you something. God punished her. He punished her first. He punished the woman. He didn't punish a man because of the woman. He punished a man for hearkening unto the voice of the woman. And that's the context. How can you sit there and say, because she wasn't provided for and protected, when at that time, before sin was committed, God was the provider and the protector? So did she sin against her husband or did she sin against God?
Are you asking a question?
Yes, that's a question.
She sins in both.
Did she sin against her husband or did she sin against God?
Both.
Well, that would make you a hypocrite. That would make you contradictory, because I'm going to explain to you how.
Please.
Because you said that she wasn't provided and protected for. God had gave them everything that they could ever need. Their responsibility was to make sure that they listened to God and did what he's supposed to do. They only had one rule.
That's beautiful, brother.
There was only one rule, not to eat from that fruit. That's it.
That wasn't it.
That was the rule.
No, it wasn't.
That was the rule.
No, it wasn't.
And they sinned against God. They were punished as a result of it. So for you to say that she wasn't protected and provided for is a lie, because then that would mean that you convicting God.
Hold on, wait 1 second. I want to reset the room, by the way, because I know people just coming in.
I love it.
We got Anton and Yada in the building right now, and this all is inspired. This is the context behind the original question here of should men pay 100% of the bills.
I love it.
If you missed it already, you're gonna have to go back to the beginning to get some further context. But the story of Genesis was brought up here as a way for us to go to be honest, I damn forgot why the hell we went here.
Well, it's about responsibility. That's what it's about.
It was
That's the conversation.
responsibility.
Responsibility.
But see, I think this is really important because what we're trying to really nail down at this point is the concept of true providership.
Right.
And what does providership properly look like? Because I think 100% of the bills is really when we is related to the conversation of men being providers. And what does it look like for men to properly provide?
And essentially, when does a man qualify for a relationship?
And see, that's a really great question, because my man Yada said a man is always providing 100%, whereas Anton here says it depends on the relationship itself.
It depends on the circumstances. It depends on a lot of things. It's not just a relationship.
Okay, hold tight. So before you get into that question, I want to read some of these super chats. We told the initiates that we was going to read the super chat. Shout out to Raphael Williams. Says Yada on that.
They feel like they love and is an asset before he is capable and ready to 100% provide.
What do you mean by, let me ask just a little bit more context.
Yeah.
What do you mean by is an asset?
Well, he feels like she has the qualities of a good wife.
Because I believe that every woman can be an asset, but I'm wondering, in the context of your question, what do you mean by that?
As she has the qualities to become a wife and his long-term partner that he can build with.
So it's a woman that I'm assuming the woman that a gentleman is serious about.
Absolutely.
Should he take her on if
so
he can't
should he jump into this? Okay, I'm gonna summarize it because I'm a C student. I'm slow. He's smarter than me. Should he get into a relationship with this woman even though he can't provide 100%?
100%. Yes.
Okay. All right, I got you. Is that a question for me?
Actually, how about this? I want to actually hear from Yada on this one, because I'm not sure who's
because I think we're trying to clarify: is it should that be the goal to pay 100%, or should that be the standard even prior to getting into a relationship?
Okay. You're saying should it be the goal or the standard? What do you mean? Break it down a little bit.
So you change.
Break it down a little bit for me.
So go ahead, Ty.
Okay.
I want to make sure we ask the same question.
Because I don't want to change the question. I want to make sure we're clear on the question. The question is simply, if we have a brother who is not ready to 100% provide at this point in his life and time, should he seriously be looking to pursue, marry, and build with a woman?
Can I ask one more question?
Yes.
Or let me just add one more piece of context. Okay. Does it matter how old he is? How old is this guy that's asking this question? Because if you're 40, I think it's a completely different conversation.
Okay.
Than if you're 20.
Well, let's say between 30 and 40.
Give me the context on the different age groups. You can wrap that all into your answer when you contextualize your response.
Let him go.
I believe that, again, I think that if you're 20, marriage it's a multi-purpose construct, right? It's not just for love. I look at marriage as a business also. As a matter of fact, I also look at marriage as a business first. It doesn't mean that it absolves you from love, but I absolutely look at it as a business. On top of that, it's also supposed to prevent you from sinning, right? One of the things that I advocate against is people doing married people things without, and again, you got to come from the perspective that I look at this through the lens of a Christian, right? So I'm saying that a lot of times people want to jump head first into sex out of wedlock, children out of wedlock, so on and so forth. And I believe that absolves you from that. And it also gives you a greater purpose and responsibility because you now have to shepherd over somebody other than yourself. And generally, especially men, most men, you're supposed to care more about the people around you. And that's why even when you're trying to solve for something, or even when you're trying to be successful, they tell you to think about somebody other than yourself, because sometimes if you do it just for you, you won't care. But if you're doing it for your daughter, if you're doing it for your son, if you're doing it for people that's outside of you, even your mother or your father, when you add people into that equation, a lot of times you'll be a lot more purposeful and you'll be a lot more dedicated, consistent, and so on and so forth. So if you're solving for sin, if you're solving for also wanting to be successful, but understanding that it's an exchange for strengths for weaknesses, because it's not just one way, right? Women do add value into the conversation, and you're 20, 21, 22, 23 years old, you're supposed to be broke. Relatively, I mean, compared to what me and him have, you're supposed to be broke. You're not going to be making $200, $300, $400, $1 million, $2 million a year. That's just a fact, unless you're doing something that you're not supposed to do. So at that age, I absolutely advocate for people to get married. And I also believe that it's best for people that have less resources to get married, because it's a quicker way to build wealth. The goal ultimately should always be to where you can release her from doing the things that normal women would do that are single, as far as having to provide and protect for themselves. But at the same time, I also think that there's nuance in that, because if you're in a relationship with somebody that's early in there and you got it from scratch, I think that she has equity in what you do. If you're a 40, 50-year-old man, I think you need to probably get yourself together before you decide that you want to bring a woman into your space and you can't provide. And that's the context. I think that when you're older, if you've been playing video games and you've been doing the same thing over and over again and you don't have the results, you need to go and study your word. You need to get in your Bible. You need to dedicate yourself. You need to get a coach. You need to figure out what life is like. So at that point, I don't think that you should be in a relationship.
So context, just so I understand, a man between his 20s and I guess between 20 and 30, it's fine for him to not be able to provide 100% because
absolutely.
He's building with his lady. As 100%. A man gets
40. And here's the rest of the context though, because I think that in society, and we live in this social media culture, that everybody thinks that you're supposed to live in a mansion. Everybody thinks that you're supposed to have a high-rise condo, right? You can provide 100%, especially if you have children, but are you willing to lower your lifestyle in order to build successfully and then add value into the assets that will ultimately make you rich in the future, right? So it's so much nuance, there's so much context to this, and it depends on where you at in your life. It depends on what you study, and it depends on what your family structure is like. It depends on if you come from money and resources, right? All of those things matter, and I think that there is no one right answer. It depends on the circumstance, and everybody's circumstance is different.
There we have it. Okay, Yada, we're gonna give you a chance to respond here.
I love the way you articulate himself. It's very beautiful. But being well traveled, I've seen men provide 100% without having so much. And like the brother said, as long as they're staying within their standards, I don't think a man should get into a relationship with a woman until he knows he's able to handle all responsibilities by himself, just in case that woman leaves him. Because if you're in a relationship with a woman and you're living with a woman and she's paying half and you're paying half and she leaves you, what are you gonna do? Lose everything you have, your car, your home? A man has to be able to provide for himself and another comfortably before he entertains a woman. But not just speaking on the financial part, a man needs to make sure he's spiritually whole, mentally whole, emotionally whole. Because if he's coming from America and coming from certain backgrounds, majority of the time they're scarred. Even if they were raised in home with two parents, they're scarred and they're battling some form of childhood trauma. And men, we get so caught up in our ego and our pride, we tend to bleed on the person that's right next to us, forgetting this person's on our team. Now we're stressed out because we can't pay the bills like we should. She's fussing at us. Now what we do, we drinking more, we smoking more, we trying to run away from the truth. We're trying to run away from our children. Brothers, if you're listening to me and you didn't have the proper father in your life, please, I beg you, take care of yourself. Love yourself, provide for yourself. Spend the first 5 years of your adulthood working on becoming the man that you need to be so you can get the woman you want and not the woman you settled for. Because a lot of men are getting into relationships with women they're settling for because they can't get the woman that they truly want. Now they're misusing this woman, abusing this woman. Children come, they leave this woman. Most men that leave women because they weren't properly good with them. They didn't love them. They couldn't connect to them on all levels. They got a woman that took them at the level which they were on, and the woman that they wanted, they're not going to look at them. So all I'm saying to my brothers, and I love what Anton, I don't disagree when he said family is business. No, man, I for sure, it's business. But brothers, please take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, financially. Make sure you're talking to counselors. Make sure you're dealing with childhood trauma, especially if you were raised in homes with abusive fathers, either verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, or physically abusive, or you didn't have a father whatsoever. Spend this time in your adulthood loving on yourself, protecting yourself, leading yourself, and guiding yourself. So when you do find a woman that you love, you don't break her. Women can't endure what we endure. They can't do it. And when a man is building on the come up, we pour so much hurt onto our women because men get stressed out. When we trying to build, we get stressed out. To get to where me and Antoine's at, we put a lot of work in, and it came with a lot of pain. It wasn't peaches and creams and kumbayas. It's, I got to figure this out. What's going on? And sometimes the woman right next to us gets this attitude, gets this aggression, not because we don't love them, but they're right next to us. So we're bleeding on them without meaning to. And we're blessed to have women, because I believe your wife was with you when you're coming up, right?
Absolutely. I've known her since high school.
They were able to endure the men till we got to this level, because I wasn't this man 10, 20 years ago, but I had to go through so much to become this man, from trial and error. And I'm just blessed to have a woman that was able to endure it. A lot of women don't have the endurance for that. And a man should never bleed on his woman if he says he loves her. Brothers, please heal yourselves first, and then get into a relationship with a woman.
There you have. So we got, man, Anton, you was right, because it's not about to be 2 hours.
It's about to be a full.
I got a question.
Okay.
I do not like that dude, Yada, bro. I'm being dead ass serious with y'all. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I swear, in his mind, the way he tried to shape everything that he just said, the man is hurting this woman. The man is doing this to this woman. Dude, that's not majority of men. So I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Like, what are you talking about? It's like the exceptions all the time. Every time I run across one of these pandering ass dudes, they always try to paint the women as a victim and the man as an aggressor. Every time. That's the basis of their argument, no matter what they're talking about. At all. We're talking about, should a man date if he ain't got all his shit together, he can't pay 100% of the bills? Look, the ladies will argue against. They say it all the time. Yeah, man shouldn't be dating unless he got it all together. Well, guess what? Most girls like to date dudes around their age until they get a little bit older, and then they want to date older guys. Most girls date dudes within 1 to 5 years, older or younger than them. That's usually what they stick to, and majority of the time older than that. But once they get older, yeah, they might branch out and say, I date somebody 20 years older than me. But most of these dudes that they're gonna be dating are gonna be broke, just like they broke because they young. And they're gonna have to figure it out, just like Anton said. And these dudes are not knocking these. Man, come on, man. Come on, man. I don't know what the fuck this dude. I can't stand panderers, y'all. I can't stand no panderer. But either way, let's keep going.
Okay, we're gonna get this question going, and then we'll get to the
couple
next
different
round.
questions. Number one, I wonder why he didn't say men that also have abusive mothers, because he said abusive fathers. He didn't say abusive mothers also, right? Because again, he never holds women accountable for the decisions that they make. That's number one. And number two, and I don't want to make this personal, but my question is, how many women have you bled on prior to actually finding yourself?
How many women have a bled on?
Yeah, according to the context that you said a lot of times
from the age, honestly, from the age I started talking to women, 16, 15, I bled. Trial and error. Like God really took me on a journey of learning myself, figuring out how to love myself, express, build financial wealth with nobody to guide me. I built financial wealth. I'm the first multi-millionaire in my family, and I'm the first to take care of my whole family by myself. Every member of my family I provide for. So, brother, yes, it coming from where I come from, majority of the people in my neighborhood were either raised by their mothers, their grandmothers, their aunties. So when the brother is speaking, and I know he said he was raised in a household with his mother and his father, man, I salute that.
Oh, so you have studied?
No.
I didn't say that today.
No, we last had an interview when you came on the what was that?
The virtual.
You mentioned that. I just don't forget. I love you, brother.
No, that's dope. I'm glad that you paid attention to what I was saying.
That was beautiful, because I was like, wow, that's amazing to see a black man say he had his mother and his father. But coming from where I come from, that's not the norm. So the men he's speaking to and the men I'm speaking to the majority. You're speaking to men that's coming out of households with fathers and mothers. I'm speaking to men that literally had to teach themselves how to be men, how to urinate. Shake it once, shake it 3 times, and playing with it. There's no man guiding a man and telling a man to do that. So I'm telling the brothers that's coming from where I'm coming from, brothers, heal. Your father, he might have been going through some things. You don't know. Heal. If your mother was abusive, because it happens. It does happen. Heal. That's the topic, brother. Heal yourself before you entertain a woman, or you will bleed on everybody. Because it's hard when you finally meet a woman that loves you and you're just gushing out blood, past relationships, mommy issues, daddy issues, sibling issues. So I just want to tell the young brothers again and the older men, heal. Put the pride, put the ego down and heal. Regardless if it's mommy issues or daddy issues, mommy issues, or both. We have to heal as men so we can become the fathers that we never seen or had. Regardless if we had fathers in our lives, we should become better versions of them. And if we didn't have fathers in our lives, we should strive to do for our children what no man has done for us. And again, I give all praises due to the Most High.
There you have it. Anton, can we go to round
two? No, because we're not just gonna skip. We're not
Anton.
gonna skip past certain things.
Okay.
What we got?
He says he's speaking to a certain demographic. of men. I'm speaking to people. I think that women and men need to heal. Because there's no Captain Save 'em that's gonna come into your life and fix the things that you didn't fix yourself. And that's the difference between us. Fundamentally, on a lot of the things that we do agree on, right? We do agree on a lot of things. The problem between him and I is that he doesn't speak to people. I believe that because he understands his audience, he understands his demographic. I think that he slants his words towards always speaking negatively towards men and don't hold women accountable, which is one of the reasons why he purposely left out the abusive mothers also, because we can solve for 99.9% of all men in society today. And guess what? Because of how we are biologically made, 1% of men can populate 90% of all women. So even if all men got themselves together, men could still, certain demographic of men, because it's a false narrative to say and hold, if he's speaking to the majority of men, like he said he was, it's a false narrative to say that the majority of men are out here doing things that they're not supposed to do, holding themselves accountable, and getting women pregnant out of wedlock. There's a small minority of men that's populating the majority of these women that's getting them pregnant out of wedlock. And so if you're going to speak to something, then you have to solve for the majority, not the minority. Women are out here choosing for themselves because they have the availability to do so. They having a slut walk. I seen you say, on Angela Yee's podcast, you told a woman that said that she was ready to slut it out because she had been abstinent for 2 years and she was ready to have 3 different guys at the same time, and you encouraged her. You said, go ahead, date them all. Date them all.
Yes, I did.
And so that absolves us. When you look at the pool of women that's available to a great man that then dedicated himself, let's say he preserved himself. Let's say he did what he was supposed to do. I'm not going to, in my right mind, tell this guy to go and marry a single baby mama. And I'm not saying that.
We have that conversation.
Okay, all right, we're going to get there. But the point is that.
But this was accurate.
The point is that if you're going to speak to the majority of the population, not just the majority of men that you think fit under your narrative, because they don't.
The reason why I speak to men, and this has to be highly important. I need my beautiful brother to hear this and all the other men hearing this. If we claim to be leaders, I'm going to speak to the man that's claiming he's the head. I'm not going to the woman if you're saying you're the leader or you're the head of the household. I'm saying, brother, if you want to move a certain way, do this. If your woman is upset, look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself why. If you're the leader, we can't make excuses. I can't go to my woman like, oh, you're responsible for this, that, and the third. No, what's wrong with my own leadership? Am I doing something wrong? Am I misguiding something? Am I bleeding on something? Am I taking something for granted? As a man, if we're saying that we are leaders, we have to lead at all times and not just when things are good, even when things are bad.
Speak to the context of what I just said, though.
What are you talking about, brother?
About solving for the problems in the culture. It's not just one way. See, and this is what I'm saying, that when we get to a certain point, people start to expose themselves the longer that they talk, because they only have a one-track mind. They only can speak to one demographic because that's not the minority. It's easy to pander, but it's much more difficult to solve for a problem. If I identify the problem as the majority of women are having sex with a minority of the men and getting pregnant out of wedlock, why are we not speaking to that? Why can't we solve for that? He's speaking about something of a man that's already in a position, or a man that's already in a sense solved for the problems that he had in his childhood. That's not entirely.
That's not who I'm speaking to,
hold on. That's not entirely what we're talking about. I'm talking about getting people to the starting point.
Right.
That's almost like being in debt and telling somebody how to become a millionaire.
And we just did that.
We men,
because you take care of yourself before you get into a relationship. That's the beginning of everything.
The majority of your audience is women. Why are you speaking to men?
70% of my audience are men.
Lies. That is a lie, bro. The majority of the women that was in the chat before we even started this live stream was women that was saying whatever your slogan was, brother, those were women.
Because if you have women, listen to me, and I need this to be understood. If we're speaking on women and only men agree with me, I'm the wrong leader. If I'm speaking on women and the women agree, shouldn't the men listen to that?
No, because we don't hearken to the voice of a woman. That's the whole reason why we get in this situation from Adam and Eve.
Brother,
no. You asked the question and I answered you.
Are women?
I don't listen to women.
Brother.
I listen to God.
Brother.
I take my guidance from God. I don't listen to women.
Brother.
It's straight from the top.
The man.
It's God over man, man over woman, woman over child.
Right.
I take into consideration what she says, but I don't hearken unto the voice of a woman.
Brother, like you just said, you have God, man, woman. God pours into man, man pours into woman. If I'm pouring into my woman the voice of God, God is going to speak through my woman. My woman is not beneath me. My woman is my equal. My woman is not beneath me. My woman is my equal.
What you got in that?
She's my other eyes, my other ears, my other brain, my other feet, my other hands. And it, brothers.
Brother, what's that?
Oh yeah, I'm not over here saying that women are not valuable people in society, but God did not design it that way. So don't be calling on God. Like I can't. I'm triggered, y'all. Stop bringing God into this, because God ain't designed it like that. You talking from a place of trying to get some money out of a woman's purse. That's what you're doing. I know what he's doing. He over here trying to say the stuff that girls would like, but it is not the word of God. God made a man better than a woman. That's why he made him first. That's why the responsibility and all the obligations in this world, the most important ones, are on the men. That's why every time something bad happens in a relationship, for all the women that say they disagree that a man ain't supposed to be better than a woman, every time something bad happens, who they blame? Do women blame other women when shit go wrong? No, they blame the men. Every time. Because we know where it comes down from. It's God, man, then the woman. In that order, for a reason. So I don't know, this snake oil salesman trying to sell something to somebody. Like, dude, the ladies will eat it up because it takes away, it absolves them of any responsibility of their own actions, and it makes the man the scapegoat. Fine and dandy, people want to do it all damn day long. It ain't God's word, and it ain't right. It ain't. So you believe people can do whatever the hell they want, but it doesn't matter. That ain't God's word. Let's see, we got Op up in the building. He said, I don't know what Bible he reading from. Must be the book of Cynthia G. Gotta be something like that. And then we got Shicey said, men are the lesser gender. If you say so. Everybody has an opinion, just like an asshole. Let's keep going.
Those that want to gain wealth, love your women, put your women in position and trust them. If you're saying that's your woman.
Why you changing the subject?
No,
you always trying to move the
It's the same
goalpost.
topic,
But when you
guys.
get
Hold
trapped,
tight.
you do the same thing that Kamala Harris
We
did.
gotta
You move the
sound
goalpost.
Hold tight. I'm gonna close this poll real quick. We got
close out the polls real
5,200
quick.
people in the chat. Guys, I asked you the topic of discussion: should men pay 100% of the bills? 53% of the audience this is at 2,300 votes. Say
Wow.
yes. So still 50.
Praises.
And it's still
Still
50-50 on
50-50.
this one. What
This
we want
is
to do here,
On
guys,
praises.
Anton, I said it earlier. Anton was right. This is not going to be a 2-hour show because that was
Facts.
just round one. I'm about to push us to round two, and we about an hour in right now. If you're ready to get to round two, drop a round two in the chat right now. If y'all want to get to it. In fact, I want to make sure I'm supporting all my brothers. We got the bag chasers in here.
Yeah,
we got
chasers.
we got the Apple Eve product in here. In fact,
NBA
matter of
going
fact,
crazy too.
Let's shout out the products right here because we got two businessmen here on the platform.
I mean,
And
we're
I
getting
wanted to
vulnerable. So I want to shout out to Yada's Apple of Eve. It's an intercellular cleanse.
Yes.
And yeah, I was blown away by some of the work on here because you said, first off, you got over 1,000 5-star reviews, which is excellent. Shout out to you because you've grown tremendously since we first initially had you on the platform. But let me know if this is accurate. It has helped you to reverse kidney and liver failure, along with helping to reverse your mother's bone cancer.
Yes.
Incredible product.
Incredible. So go ahead and cop that. We're gonna have that.
Yeah, pull
here.
that up. Did you pull that up?
So everybody's ready for round two. I want to get to this conversation too. By the way, I pulled these questions from the culture. Anton, we got to post on the culture just like you. You was talking about it. This is a conversation that I hear all the time, especially from my brothers. The brothers, they want a woman to cooperate. The brothers, they want a woman who's submissive. A lot of brothers are complaining, saying that things have changed with the level of submissiveness from women. So the question is, have women become less submissive? Anton, we started with Yada last round. I want to start with you this time. Have women become less submissive, Anton?
Yeah, absolutely. 100% they become less submissive. And I like to answer questions directly, and then I want to add the context. Right?
Okay.
Part of the reason why they become less submissive because they become less reliant on men for provision and protection, right? Some of that is society, and that we've civilized the world so much to where we're no longer hunters and gatherers, right? We now have the technology to where people can live on their own and they can survive on their own because everything is automated, technology, so on and so forth, right? But the other part of it is that people have the ability to choose for themselves, right? Historically, women just became able to vote within the last 50 to 60 years, right? They've just been able to get some of the jobs that they had within the last 50 to 60 years. The problem with that, though, is that historically, and you see it within our culture and our community, is that when people have the option to choose for themselves, oftentimes they choose wrong, right? So I'll give you an example. Men used to give their daughters over to husbands as virgins. You don't see that anymore. Often at times, most times, women had never known another man. But now they have the ability to do what they want with their body. Now, the other side of that, though, is there are some men that have absolutely ruined some women. And then you've seen women have to fend for themselves and have to pick up the pieces for themselves and have to find themselves in that because they didn't have the fathers or they didn't have the protection or they had an uncle that touched on them when they was younger. And those are some of the subjects that we don't broach as far as the core reasons as to why people are broken before they even reach adulthood. So before you even have the ability to choose for yourself, you already broken. You see what I'm saying? Or you have the child support system, or you have society that has leveraged the child support system in order to endear you to a specific party. And so they've incentivized you to depend on the federal government instead of leaning on your parents. Or we've promoted in the culture for you to leave the house at 18, right? That's not conducive for your lifestyle. That's never going to work for you. It's never going to be ideal for you to be out there as a woman at 18 and 19 years old by yourself. So is there some responsibility on the fathers and the parents and the culture itself for influencing and then ultimately pushing women out there and men out there? Men are supposed to kind of be pushed out there, but they're supposed to fail in controlled environments. Is there some responsibility? Absolutely. But to answer your question again, to bring it back, are women less submissive? Absolutely. But that's the context behind it.
There you have
So
it.
it's not their fault entirely. It's not entirely their fault. You can never hang something, especially on a person that was raised to be a certain way. You can never 100% put something on somebody like that. That's not entirely their fault.
And Yada, what do you think about what Anton is saying?
I mean, he articulated very beautiful. Like he articulated very, very beautiful. But what I would say, to me, and from what I say is, when a man is able to properly lead, properly provide, help this woman reach her best version, heal from past trauma and pain, she becomes submissive. I don't care what her background is. I don't care if her mommy was there, her daddy wasn't there. I don't care what's going on. When a woman's
Stopping right here because this nigga just said something stupid. So I'm guessing we're men and women are equal, right? We're equal. He says, my wife is my whatever the fuck. She's equal to him. A man shouldn't deal with a woman until that man is healed and has his shit together. But it's a man's job to heal a woman. I thought we was equal. Oh, we ain't got to come to this contest with the same shit. Like, I got to have my whole uniform on, my name badge stuff. You just walk in off street clothes, but we still equal though. Fuck you talking about? See, something wrong with this dude, man. Something seriously wrong with him.
Steps into the presence of a man that walks with God's attributes, leading, guiding, protecting. This woman is going to naturally become submissive because in her nature to be submissive. But she's been put through this man, father not being there, mother not showing her how to be a woman. So when a woman is guided and loved and protected, and I need these words to be heard, when she feels stable, safe.
Why do I gotta protect her if we equal? All this shit is gonna go back. Look, y'all, I'm a harp on that shit. He said a man and a woman are equal. He said that his wife is equal to him. If that's the case, why the fuck are you doing all that for? Why the fuck should a man pay 100% of the bills if him and the woman are equal? You talking out both sides of your neck. This that simp shit that I see a lot of ladies do not pick the fuck up on. Y'all hear a slick talking ass dude saying dumb shit that don't make no fucking sense, contradict itself every other 5 minutes, and y'all run with that shit because guess what? It absolves of any responsibility. How the fuck you gonna sit here and say a man is... That's not... Even women don't believe that shit. And they still following up behind this shit, man. See, Op said he a hustling preacher and a fake Steve Harvey. I need to write a book. Man, look. I can't, And see, Shicey, I'm gonna get her comment in here real quick before I play it. Said because he comes from a place where men are the leaders, you don't know about that. You can't relate to being a leader. Shicey, you damn sure don't know me. But no, if he's supposed to be a leader, then how the fuck is he equal to his wife then? Explain that. If I'm the leader, there's not 2 leaders. There's only one. There's one captain. There's one pilot. There's one president. How the fuck are we equal if I got a role that's higher than yours? Please explain that to me, because that don't make no fucking sense. We got 2 pitchers. I don't know how they both gonna pitch at the same time, but we got 2 pitchers. This shit crazy. And see, I said, I remember I asked my ex, how are we equal if y'all want us to treat y'all better than we treat ourselves? She said, you right. I believe that. A leader not equal to a follower. Thank you. Because if I'm leading, you follow. What's the king to a god? This is crazy.
Safe and secure. She's going to dwell in her femininity, and this is where the submissiveness comes from. If a man has to demand a woman to be submissive, he must look in the mirror at himself.
That is not what he meant, Shiesty. That is not what he meant, and you know that ain't what he meant. That ain't what he meant. That ain't the way it came out of his mouth. He said that shit straight up. Men and women are supposedly equal. Come on now. Let's not even play that. You doing that shit that he did in the very beginning, talking about Adam was with Eve. We know what he said, and we know what he meant by it too.
Are you able to lead her properly? Are you able to guide her properly? Are you verbally, mentally, physically abusive? Are you able to make love to her mind? Or are you just able to make love to her body? When a man stands on truth and his foundation is God, the woman becomes submissive. I believe, in my opinion, that women stop being submissive because men forgot how to properly lead. Not just lead, but properly lead on each and every level. And I don't care if it's, the brother mentioned welfare or anything external. If it's inside the house and family is business, we have to look at the man running the business. How does she feel? Does she feel heard? Does she feel accepted? Does she feel stable and loved and secure? And the answer is yes, you'll see it by the fruit she bears. But if the answer is no, you're going to see it by the fruit she bears. So all a man has to do is step into the characteristics of God. And this is when you'll see the greatest version of your woman, because you became the greatest version of yourself, and your woman is a reflection of you. I'm talking about your woman, not some random woman you met off the street.
So just to be clear, does every woman have the ability to be submissive so every woman has this ability based upon how the man shows up?
I want to go to scriptures because I'm sitting in front of this beautiful brother. when I got on saying God's name, all praises. But when Jesus seen Mary Magdalene about to get stoned, he said, "Ye without sin cast the first stone." This one was a known prostitute, but the presence of him, the attributes he held of God, made this woman change her whole life. And after he was resurrected after 3 days, who's the first person he appeared to? Mary Magdalene. So if the man is leading and guiding and walking with the attributes of God, a prostitute can change her life. And the Bible also says, Jesus, everything I do, you can do, as long as you believe.
He said, greater will you do. But
greater.
So Jesus, I guess we equating now that Jesus saving a prostitute from being stoned to death, and a man should be marrying any fucking woman, no matter what her fucking background is. I guess those two coincide together. God, Jesus didn't tell her to go marry one of his disciples. He didn't promise her to. He didn't do none of that. He saved her from getting stoned. What are you talking about? Those two things do not equate. That's like I'm talking about bowling, you talking about roller skating, but we both say they both roll in one way or another. That ain't the same shit. That is not the same. What are you talking about? Look. But the Son of God helped to save this woman, not marry her. Thank you. What are you talking about? How are you equating the two? That don't make no sense, man. It don't make no sense. And Shicey, she said they actually do equate. So saving somebody's life and marrying them are the two same things. I just want to know. Marrying somebody and saving somebody's life is the same thing. I can understand marrying a broke, dusty, no good woman that needs some help, got some kids and shit, got some debt shit. You can save a life by marrying her and bringing it over to some good shit. But marrying and what are we talking about? Shicey, shut up. I ain't even got time for that shit. See, most men have a hero complex. Yeah, just like y'all got a Disney complex. And see, I've said shaking my fucking head and marriage to them equals saving a woman. Clearly not, because the dude that I think you supporting is said that men and women are equal. So that's not saving a woman. He can't save a woman. Because how he gonna save somebody that's equal to him? This shit don't make no sense. It's like, what is a woman, man? This is dumb, man. I'm not even finna play with y'all, man. I'm not even finna play with y'all. This is circle jerk shit. This is dumb. Women are not equal to fucking men. We all fucking know it. Equal means to be the same. It's in the definition. I have a penis, you got a vagina. We're not the fucking same. I have more muscle, you have less. We're not the same. I'm usually taller, faster, stronger. You're not. We're not the same. Like, stop with the nonsense. Look the word up. Look up what equal means. To be the same. We are not the same. See, I've said, I guess I can save a woman by tricking. Maybe. And see, tricking is, I know she said ticking, but tricking is financial help. So yes, it's possible. I got you, girl. I saw you. I knew what you was writing. Let's keep going.
Sure. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I appreciate
y'all
that.
brothers on the scripture, man. I'm proud of y'all.
Facts.
They're not on the scripture.
So essentially, I'm actually shocked here because believe it or not, it's actually a lot of agreeing going on this question. But
and I
with the brothers
that.
on the concept of submission.
I understand that. So let's swing it a little bit. And I want to start with Anton. Do you think that women's dating expectations are too high? Because the men are saying women want entirely too much during the dating phase.
I don't believe in dating.
I agree.
Really?
I don't agree.
I don't believe in dating
at all.
So how do you get to know a woman?
I think that you know your wife when you meet her.
Really?
Hold on. And this is why I say, he said, Yada, when you he just mentioned, you said a man should have 300,000. Like he said, man should go after a woman with purpose, not to date her, not to sleep with her, not to have children out of wedlock. That's my wife. I'm going to court you for however long, but this is going to end in marriage. And this is why I say a man should provide a woman's every need, because you're going after a woman with purpose. Excuse me, brother. I apologize.
No, I don't believe in dating.
So, and give me context on when you say a man knows his wife.
One thing that he said, well, he didn't say it specifically, but he used several different examples. One thing that he said previously, when he just spoke, not just this time, but previous to that, is he was speaking about submission and how you can inherently every woman has the ability to be submissive depending on the circumstances that she put in, especially when she's under a certain type of man. I do believe that every woman has the ability to be submissive.
On praises.
Okay.
But I also believe that you should be equally yoked. I'm not going to chase something that's not of me in order to try to convince them or show them that I have the ability to provide for them to where they can be submissive under me.
Well, give us some context as well to equally yoked, because I think that's thrown around.
A lot of guys run out there and they try to get the thing that's the finest. A lot of guys run out there and a lot of the foundation of their relationship is based off of sex. Like they don't have anything to stand on once they start to have conversations about things that's much deeper than what's on the surface. And so at that point, you realize that you're unequally yoked, but you've already started to join in together as though you were married by doing things that married people do. And so that's the one thing that I think that is nuanced in the conversation, is that we're not talking about being equally yoked, right? A lot of times we say that guys are supposed to take on something that's not for them for the sake of saving a woman from herself. That's not his purpose. That may not even be his wife. But a lot of times we incentivize men to do so because we hearken unto the voices of women and what they want. That's not what we are supposed to do. When it comes to the whole idea of your wife, I believe that women often at times skip over the men that they were supposed to marry. And then they try to have a redemption arc. I believe that men often at times, they ignore the women that is supposed to be for them because they're too busy focused on these women that's for the streets, right? I believe that a lot of times your wife or the person that you're supposed to be with, and we talk about guys that's in the friend zone and stuff a lot of times, but you're supposed to marry your best friend. That's the person that has your best. That's the person that has your best interest at heart. That's the person that wants the best for you. That's the person that absolutely is going to be there through thick and thin. And all of the vows that you're going to take, they're already living it. They're a reflection of it. But so many times we're incentivized by the things that's around us, influenced by the things that's around us, especially when we have a young mind, and your mind is not even fully developed until you in your mid-20s. And so a lot of times we used to depend on our culture, we used to depend on our family to help us vet and see things that we couldn't see. But now we're choosing for ourselves. So again, I don't believe in dating. I believe that dating is just the gateway for you to find yourself in situations that you're not supposed to be in. And I believe that you know your wife very, very early. And a lot of times we skip over the person that we're supposed to be with.
So you know what? I get context now. This is why you brought up. So I think this is a difference here, because you actually stated when you went to Angela Yee, the young lady was stating, because a lot of women ask this question too. They're like, look, I want to date multiple men. You know, that's like a big thing.
But now, this is a sister saying she's already dated. I said, look, date them all until you find what's for you. I didn't say sleep with them all. I didn't say cook for them all. I didn't say do no wifely duties.
But you said you didn't believe in dating.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. This is a woman that asked me a question.
I know. I seen it.
Right. She said, I'm already dating 3 men. Date them all until you find what's good for you. So now, if you're already having sex, stop.
I can't tell if he's serious, and that's very concerning.
Don't believe in dating, but I will advise somebody to date multiple people. How does that compute? I don't believe in dating, y'all. I'm a dating coach that don't believe in dating. But if a woman tells me she's dating 3 guys, I tell her to date them all. If I'm a therapist to try to get people off of drugs, you know, like them drug therapists, I'm not finna tell the client to go use drugs. What are you talking about? That's why Anton looking at you like, bro, this dude dumb. Like, is he dense? He gotta be dense in the head. What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? That makes no sense. Let's see, okay, they say y'all having the conversation back and forth. I'm not reading that. Let's keep going.
I tell one time, you're being a wife to a man that doesn't even deserve that. Right. You're cooking for a man that doesn't deserve that. And this is when I say, is he at least paying your bills? Because that's what a husband does. People are taking my words and putting their own remixes on them.
I didn't say you said anything that you didn't say.
I'm talking to him, brother. No. It's okay, brother. I love you. Hey, bro, I love you, man.
No. I love you. Talking to him. But
so
you
a lot of people, honestly, talking to you now, I realize it's not even a debate. Because a lot of our basics are similar. A lot of the foundation of what me and him talk about is similar. True. It's just different angles from different perspectives. And I understand his opinion. I see it, and I respect it. I think that might be my little brother right there. You never know.
That's cute. That's cute.
See, that's my favorite line too. That's cute. That's my little brother. But all I'm saying, when I said that the woman should date multiple men, I'm not saying cook for them. I'm not saying sleep with them. I'm saying if you're already in this mix, find out what's good for you. You don't have no children as of yet. Go ahead, enjoy yourself, but make sure there's a limit onto what you do because you're already in that field. I'm coming from her understanding. So now, if this is a
but I don't believe in dating.
Young girl coming to me, hey, y'all, I'm thinking about such and such and such. Sister, stay focused. Keep your body to yourself. If you're still a virgin, hold it. If you've already lost your virginity, stop. If a man truly loves you, which the woman is the prize.
Stop? What do you mean stop? So you couldn't tell the woman that was dating 3 men to stop dating 3 men? No, you told her to date all 3 of them, but you don't believe in that. What is he talking about, y'all? Ladies, do y'all not see? I know Shiesty in here. You got to see how this dude talking about both sides of his neck. He is contradicting himself. Talking about if a little girl came to me. You on Angela Yee's show, they got a woman on there that's messing with 3 dudes. You encourage her to keep messing with all 3 of them. But then you say you turn around, and if a girl comes to you asking you a question, you're going to tell her not to do that no more. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, dude? Jesus Christ.
If a man truly loves you, he's going to become a champion. And he's going to show you why he wants you in his life. So ladies, if a man is unable to provide your every need as a husband should do, he's not the one for you. And I'm going to say that and I'm going to stand on that. I'm harder on the men, yes, because men are the leaders.
So let me close this poll out real quick.
No.
Go ahead. Come on.
So should she date or should she not date?
The woman that I was speaking to, I came from her understanding. And I said, sister, you got 3 men, date them all until you find which one is for you. I didn't say sleep with them. I didn't say cook for them. Go to the movies, hang out, have the conversation with them. The one that's for you is going to overshadow everybody else.
She said that she was looking to basically go through a whole phase because she had been abstinent for the last 2 years and she was coming out of her abstinence. That's what she said.
And what did I say?
Why you interrupting me now? See, you didn't want to talk to me. You wanted to talk to them.
I love you, man. What's going on, man?
You didn't want to talk. No, hold on. Wait.
Can you look that up so we can get the specifics on that? Can you look it up? Can you find that?
He didn't want to talk to me. He wanted to talk to y'all.
Take TikTok.
And I told him to look me in the eye, and he kept looking at y'all. But now that I'm speaking to his soul, right? I'm talking to his soul. We get into the core of who he is because you can't say one thing and then mean something else. Let me add the rest of the context of what he said. He then was telling them to charge money like prostitutes.
Play the clip, please.
He told them to charge $50,000.
The remix.
Nope.
The remix.
Did you say charge money? Yes or no?
Remix.
Yes or no? Did you say
the
charge?
Remix.
Wait, it's a simple question. Yes or no? Did you say charge $50,000?
Charge him $50,000 for what, brother?
Did you say charge $50,000
for what? You're going out. Add it together. You're breaking out.
You can add whatever. No, you can add whatever context.
So
what
I teach, coming from my background.
I seen Kamala Harris do this on Fox News the other day.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. All my brothers have paid for their wives. It's our tradition, it's our culture, it's our religion. We all paid for our wives. I know that's unfamiliar to him, but it does not make it wrong. And any woman that believes that they shouldn't get paid for a man to show you that they're able to take care of you is foolish, especially in this day and age. And if women follow this, there'll be less women with children without men, because men would have to step up. Men love more what they have to invest in. Allow this man to invest into you.
Speak clearly.
Period. I love it. I love it.
Angela Yee then said, that's like prostitution.
What? Bro, what you're remixing it. She never said that.
Listen,
bro. Play the clip, please.
Remix
king.
Remix king. I'm trying to find it right now.
It's a long.
You got it.
Go ahead. Okay. It's not a clip. It's an hour long.
It might be on my. It might be on my IG.
Here's the fact of the matter. We're not gonna divert away.
No, you trying to remix me. You can't do that.
Listen, let me speak.
Oh, praises.
Here's the fact of the matter is, first he agreed with me and said that I don't agree with people should be dating.
Yes.
Then he admitted and he acted like he was just adding context to the woman that was saying that she was coming out of her whole phase. Right. Wait.
Go ahead.
Hold it in. Hold it in, bro. Get that up out of you. Hold that in.
Sassiness.
Hold that in. But instead of telling her no, you should still be abstinent and not date, he then told her, date them all. She said, I want one on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's what she said, word for word.
Remix.
Monday, she said, I kind of want one for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And when y'all go and replay this, because this is recorded, y'all gonna be able to go back and look at it.
Please play it.
And when everybody review this video, when y'all review this video, when you compare it and contrast, right? Then you tell me who's actually telling the truth. Because again, I don't have to make it up. It's all right there. He can try to save face right here if he wants to. But the fact of the matter is, I don't switch up ever. What I say, I mean, and I stand on it as a man. That's what men do. Men stand on what they say. Now, it's okay for you to say, you know what, I got it wrong, and I was pandering to Angela Yee and lip service over to them women because I wanted to be liked instead of telling the truth. But the thing about real ones, the thing about the people that really believe in God is that they tell the truth in season and out of season. They don't switch up. They don't change according to who they're in front of at the time. They're not trying to be popularized. They're not trying to fit in with the in crowd. No, look at me in my eyes. Don't switch up. You see me. You was looking at me.
Listen, I know. I'm trying to
look at me in my eyes. Look at me, King.
Peace, bro. You
look
okay,
at me,
brother?
King.
You okay, brother?
I don't switch up ever. Brother. I mean what I say, and it's okay to change your mind. And I told you, I'm going to speak to your soul today. I prayed for you on the way here. For God to prick your heart so that you stop pandering, because you're going to have to be accountable for every single word.
And I love you saying that. I love you doing that.
Listen,
I love that you just said that.
Listen.
Let's go.
Devils get mad when they start to get bothered. Give me a second. I prayed for you. I genuinely did, because you got to be accountable for every single word that you say on this earth. And I don't want you to pander because you're leading people astray. You're leading people and you're presenting yourself a certain way, but I don't want to call you a false prophet. I just want to say that you need better understanding. You're not ready to have conversations with people on how it is that they're supposed to be operating in a relationship. I'm not even sure that based off of what you saying today, that you're a reflection of what you advocating for.
What do you mean by that, brother?
Based off of what you saying, you switching up your words depending on who the audience is.
What words I switch up?
You said that you didn't believe in dating. Right. Then you told that woman to date them all. Word for word.
Brother, can we please play the clip? Because I also said I do not believe in dating.
Nah, honestly, I can't even find the clip.
I want to, but I cannot find it.
I really want to as well.
Can somebody drop that clip in the chat? Yeah, somebody drop that clip in the chat.
Somebody go ahead. We're gonna let the people.
Yeah, and that's Yada on Angela Yee. And at some point, the words were on lip service.
Yes.
At some point, the words were said, "Date them all." So we're just trying to find that clip and what specifically was stated.
And also on my IG, I say date them all.
So
so why would you say that though?
So listen again. Listen again. Can I
go ahead? Let's get it,
brother. We have women that have sacrificed so much of their bodies and their minds because they didn't have the proper leadership within the home, and we have to do it.
Not that again.
The divine understanding. When I look this way and I'm speaking to the brothers, it's because sometimes when I look into your soul, I see some things that ain't right, bro. Listen to me, brother, because you're talking about God. Listen to me, please. A man that's unable to show and prove himself to a woman shouldn't have that woman. This is the laws of nature. Even animals, when it comes to alphas, they'll fight physically to show who deserving of this woman. And that woman goes, or that female species goes with the animal. I'm saying the same thing. Ladies, if this man is unable to provide your every need mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially, he's not deserving of you. And if you hear me say date them all, which I did say, you hear me not denying it, because she's already man, this brother here, I said date them all, because if a man can't show and prove to you, you don't need him. And I believe that wholeheartedly. And I believe that this would save so many women from.
Then how can you say you don't believe in dating? Yo, it's so simple. You saying it, yeah, I said it. I said date them, huh? But I don't believe in dating though. You sound dumb, dude. You sound dumb. He sound real dumb. And I'm just be honest. A lot of ladies are stupid because they eat this shit up. It don't even make sense. 2 + 2 ain't 4 no more, y'all. It's like 17 or something. Listen to somebody like this dude. I don't know how y'all ladies eat this shit up. Let me see. Opposite female should date a man unless it's, I guess shouldn't date a man unless it's for marriage. And we men teaching women this while y'all support liars. And the women are supporting them liars. Shiesty said no. JVJ listens to Anton because he pandered to men. I actually don't like Anton. And Shiesty, I think you should have been around to see that I made videos where I don't agree with him on a lot of shit. But you know, okay. She also said, how can you teach women if most your channel is men and women don't like you? Hold on. Let me read it. How can you teach women? No, there's a lot of women that come around that actually support what the fuck's going on here. It's just a majority. Jesse, why are you here? Ask yourself that question. What is it about what's going over on Let's Talk with JVJ that has you over here? If most women, I'm pretty sure you're not part of most women. You might be. I'll try to give you a bone, but either way though, I'm not gonna get caught up on that shit. She said Anton can't be teaching women; he's teaching people. He already said that earlier. See, you ain't listening. Anton said he ain't talking to just men. He ain't talking to just women. He's talking to people. That's everybody. Just like this conversation that we be having over here, all these conversations we have over here. I don't just talk to men. I'm a men's advocate. I advocate for men and to men, but I talk to women also. Talk to women all the time. This is crazy. And see, I'm talking about Anton, not you. And then she also said Anton. Op said Anton is a better teacher than Yada. True that. But let's keep going. Matter of fact, I do want to skip ahead. She said no, he's not. I ain't got to click on that. We're gonna get to this last topic. Dating women with children. Yeah, because this is the hot, touchy subject, and we coming up on my 2-hour mark, and we gonna be on time today. So we're gonna skip ahead a little bit. I heard it got a little rowdy right here, y'all. Not in the sense of like chairs and tables flying and shit, but Yada made himself look a little bit worse from what I heard. Let's keep going.
Yeah, I just want to, and see when brothers come up in that spirit, you just want to promote that brother here.
And so we're the product of the product. We're the product of the product because we done called you to get the formula on YouTube multiple times.
Absolutely.
And
because we popped off with Anton last time. Should men be open to dating women with children?
He know better. He know this about to go so bad.
No. Can I be truthful?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Can I be truthful, please, brother?
This round you can't be there. Last round it was a little rough.
Okay. I don't believe, personally, that we should put our women in boxes. If a woman has a child or doesn't have a child, a good woman is a good woman. Again! My woman had a child prior to me. And I love this child. This child loves me. But the child also knows that I'm not her father. But I play a role as a father figure in her life. She's probably watching right now. And if you're watching right now, baby girl, I love you and I'm thankful for you. When a man is able to lead, guide, and protect, when a man's able to walk with the attributes of the Most High God, it doesn't matter if the woman is single or not, because if a man can lead, he can lead. It doesn't matter if the woman has 3 children, 2 children, 1 child, no child. If the man can lead, he can lead. I believe, my opinion in my heart, that when a man is truly invested into God and into bettering himself, God's going to send him an aid, regardless if the aid has a child or no child. I don't think we should keep telling women, oh, your value is lowered because you have children. That makes no sense. Now, brothers, I believe that if you're unable to even deal with your own personal emotions, I think you should stay alone and by yourself, or get with a woman that has nothing else going on. You can probably grow together. But when you're coming into a woman's life that has a child, you have to be able to lead. You have to be able to father. You have to be able to teach, and you have to be able to love unconditionally, because I love my wife's child as if she's my own flesh and blood. So I don't believe personally that we should put a woman in the box because a man might overlook a divine asset sent to him by God just because she has a child. I don't agree to that. And that's like me telling a woman, overlook this man because he has children. No, I believe an asset is an asset. A woman that has a child isn't a liability. And if she's coming into your life to help you maneuver into becoming your greatest version, because a woman can help a man become greater emotionally and mentally, she adds on to the man. And if the child is there, this man, especially if he doesn't have children, he can learn how to father through this. So ladies, please hear me. Your value is not dropped because you have children. Men, please hear me. Your value is not dropped because you have children. Some of you, or some of us, me included, weren't taught how to properly wait until marriage to have children. So I'm speaking to the brothers that's trying to figure out by themselves. I'm speaking to the women that's trying to figure out by themselves. Love yourself and never lower your value, regardless if you had children or not. Excuse me.
There you have it.
We 100% disagree.
Yeah, I disagree with his ass too. See, Op said this nigga full of shit, point blank period. I agree with you. I have a firm belief over here, and I don't care if it bothers people that have kids or don't have kids. I believe people that have kids should deal with people that got kids. I believe people that don't have kids should deal with people that don't have kids. Every man and every woman should be allowed to create their own family, not somebody else's fucking family. So if you decided you wanted to lay down and have a kid with somebody, or you decide, and that's for men and women, you need to go deal with somebody else that got a kid if you and your girl or you and your guy can't figure it the fuck out. I need these people that have kids to leave single childless people the fuck alone. And I'm gonna stick on that. So I don't care what this nigga talking about. And yes, a woman's value is lower if she has a kid compared to a woman that doesn't. It's the simple law of math. Instead of just having to worry about, because ladies, remember, the man's supposed to pay all your bills. Instead of a man just having to worry about paying for you, he has to pay for your child, compared to another woman that he just has to pay for her. Which one's easier? Which one creates less problems? Which one will help you save money? Shut the fuck up to all the dummies that believe that dumb shit. That's stupid as fuck. And the only reason it makes sense to women, because women are not the ones that have to carry the burden of financially providing for a family when a man is around, if they got their optimal choice. Stop with the cap. Stop with the cap. It makes no sense at all. Shiesty says she agreed. Not surprised. Not surprised. Said, Jay, you already know I say all the time, you need a woman without kids, and since I have kids, give me a baby mama. And we talked about this all the time. We didn't have this conversation. It ain't no love lost either way. Ain't no hate. Ain't no none of that. We both agree on the same topic. He got kids. I ain't got kids. For a man to sit here and tell a man that he should accept a woman with no kids, if a man want to do it by all means. But I'm telling any man, create your own family before you go and fucking try to fix somebody else's. You owe that to yourself. Dudes gonna do whatever the fuck they want, regardless. But I believe people that don't have kids need to deal with people that don't have kids. And vice versa. People with kids need to deal with people that got kids. But people do whatever the fuck they want to do. You see, I've said baby mama who got ass from her kids though. This is terrible. And see, Shiesty said blah 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 blah. I knew he was a baby daddy. Oh Lord, she said baby daddies are losers. All right, well y'all can argue in the chat for a second because I know that's coming.
Agree on this one?
Okay.
The previous two, we had some overlap and we had some agreements. This one we don't. I like to get to the core root of the problem. And I think that what we do as a culture and as a society is we enable bad behavior by saying that it's okay. And it's not. It's not. The person that you have children with, person that you have sex with, that's your husband, that's your wife. Before any of these Western modern laws that then incentivize people to get married, the person that you opened up your legs to was your husband. And so we have too many broken homes, and we're trying to puzzle this thing and Tetris it together to justify that it makes sense. Now, is there circumstances, because I'm never going to speak on somebody else's situation. I speak in general. I don't know him. I would never speak on his children or his wife. That has nothing to do with me. I appreciate that, brother. Right. So I have the utmost respect for him and his family. Thank you. So I'm just speaking in general. All right. So I want to make sure that I preface that because I don't want there to be any attacks. Right.
Understood.
But my point is that we need to get back to the core and the root, because if you remove the safety net, people would be more accountable for the things that they did and who they opened up their legs to. Right now, more than ever, there's a pandemic, an epidemic of women celebrating women having children out of wedlock. And we know that statistically speaking, that is a bad situation. You are more likely to end up in jail. You're more likely to join a gang. You're more likely to need therapy. You're less likely to be successful when it comes to future relationships. You're less likely to become a millionaire and earn as much. You're more likely to have debt as a result of student loan debt and things and so on and so forth. And so if we gonna solve for this problem as a culture, we have to remove the incentives for people to think that it's okay to have families outside of the covenant that God has ordained for us to have. Now, do circumstances...
You're goddamn right.
...happen? Absolutely. But it absolutely does not. That is not the majority. Most people are intentional. And let me address something else that he said. By the time that we are able to bust one, we know what's right and wrong. You know that you should not be having children out of wedlock. This is not something that we have to discover. At a very basic level, we know better. And that's why I can speak to men when I say the majority of men, especially black men, do not have children out of wedlock. That is a small minority of men that is populating the majority of these women. And we don't really want to hold them accountable because we know that women are the biggest consumers. And so again, I'm not here to make people feel good. I'm here to tell them the truth. No, I do not think that a man needs to practice becoming a father to a child that's not his and trying to figure it out to negotiate and work with another man that wants to probably at some point participate in his child's life because it is a zero-sum game. And I know so many people that regret the day that they ever decided to get into a relationship with a woman that then ultimately should have went back to her child's father. Go back to your child's father and work it out. Because that's the person that you created the covenant with. That's the person that you married according to God's law. Go fix it. That's what you need to do.
Now, what if a woman is saying that this man is just absolutely egregious? That's just somebody I was. It's not even something that I can repair, go back to.
It's not about
how
you.
How do you give that woman?
It's not about
advice?
her. It's about the child. Everything that you do at that point to bring somebody into this world that didn't ask to be here is what's best for the child. You remove yourself. You got to put down with self and up with God. What is in the best interest of that child? Is it in the best interest of that child for you to be raising that child in a 2-parent household with the father? And if so, why didn't you think about that before you opened up your legs to him? Because we got over 100 different forms of contraception. It's not about how you feel. It's about the child. I do the thing that's in the best interest of my child, not me. I put myself last. But I also understand that the things that I do in my greatness, she's the beneficiary of it. And I would never, ever, under any circumstance, let another man raise my child.
And that's beautiful. What he's saying is beautiful. And he's coming from a place of being raised by mother and father. But you have so many women that never seen their father. They've never known that a woman should get married before they have children. Hold on, bro. Let me speak. Because majority of young girls are they're starting to lose their virginities at very young ages as children, looking to replace that feeling of not having a father. They just want to feel some form of masculine love. So if this child made a mistake at 15 or made a mistake at 16 by sleeping with the wrong man that promised her the world, oh baby, I love you. Oh baby, I'm thankful for you. Oh baby, I'll never leave you. And she got into this woman's head because, like you said, fathers should know and teach their daughters right or wrong. You do agree, correct? Mm-hmm. So if the father isn't there and she's running behind a masculine energy and this man is saying, I love you, I'll never leave you, I'll never cheat on you, and she falls in love with this man now saying, I want your body. If you love me, let me get your body. She doesn't know right or wrong because she didn't see no man growing up. Now she gives this man the body. Mm-hmm. Now a child is born. That means that this man right here that doesn't have any children should not get with her.
Absolutely not.
Come on, brother.
Absolutely not.
Come on, brother.
100%.
Come on, brother. Come on, brother.
Listen, at a very early age, I was never going to not have a child, or I was never going to have a child out of wedlock. It's just the facts. We was never going to co-parent. I was never going to have another man in my child's life.
And that's beautiful.
And this is the sentiment of most men, especially black men. This is a norm within our culture. Go and look it up. It's data. It's statistics. This is not my opinion. This is a fact. And again, I'm gonna go back to the core of what I said in the very first conversation. You can solve for 99% of all men that are doing the wrong thing, and 1% of men can populate the majority of the earth with women that choose to be with this one man. At some point, every single person, including women, have to be accountable for the thing that they did and open up their legs to. And we also know that women are the ones that initiate the majority of the divorces. So they're walking away from their households and becoming single parents by choice. This isn't something that they're being forced to. So when because he's a great salesman, I got to give you that.
Come on, brother.
No, you're phenomenal.
Come on,
you do the whole crying thing.
Come on,
oh my
brother.
God.
Come on, bro. You're showing sassiness right now. Come on, brother.
No. This is what
you said.
Come
on, we men now, brother.
No, listen.
Come on, we men now.
Oh my God.
Come on now, brother.
I didn't know a man, and so as a result, I was looking for love, and so I had this child. You know what I hear? Excuses.
Let me add on something real quick, right?
You're a great salesman.
This man right here.
I see why you got a great product.
This man, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. This man right here. I don't want to attack Antoine. Let me say it. No, hold on.
My life is perfect.
I want to make sure my words is accurate. Let me not try to attack Antoine. Let me say it like that. It's toxic to teach a woman to stay in a home where there's no form of love or safety or security, because that teaches the woman, the young child, it teaches the young girl that she should grow up and stay in a relationship with a man that's abusive, that attacks her mentally and physically, emotionally. We have to understand the majority of women will not leave a place where she feels safe. She will not leave a place where she feels loved. Men keep screaming that women are leaving men or divorcing men in high numbers because these women are no longer happy. They no longer feel safe. They're not being financially provided for. They're taking care of grown men. And I know brothers, right, that are amazing fathers, amazing fathers, and raising their bonus children. These bonus children aren't curses, they're blessings. And any man that's able to lead another child that's not biologically his, I salute you. Because the average man will not understand that. Again, Antoine was raised in a home with two parents, which is beautiful. Like I can't.
And he's saying
cannot,
that like that's a knock on me.
Hold on. No, I'm saying it's beautiful.
He
it's
keep
beautiful.
mentioning it like that's something that's what you're supposed to do.
Brother. No, it's beautiful that he was raised in a home with two parents. But a lot of people didn't have the privilege of seeing that. So they're making mistakes, brother. They're making mistakes. She fell in love with the wrong. She fell in love with the wrong man. Whatever happened. But ladies, do not allow this man up here to make you feel like you're not deserving of a man. Or man, if you're in a relationship with a woman that has children, do your thing. I salute you. It takes a real man to be able to step up and be a father when no one else is.
No, it's not about do your thing. It's about going back to the thing that you committed to in the first place. And again, they always keep saying, do your thing. I'm surprised you ain't said queen at some point.
Queen,
do your thing, queen. Do your thing, queen.
Let me ask you this question.
At some point, you need to hold your parents accountable, right? Because again, we keep hanging this on the hats of men instead of hanging it on the hats of the people that came before you and put you in this position in the first place. I agree. So let's remove this whole thing that is on men. It's not on all men. That's bullcrap.
What's not on all men?
It's not on this whole narrative of what we see in the culture. This is not a black man thing. The majority of men. So stop making up this narrative of an abusive household. Was he abusive? Wait. No. Let me finish. This is my question to you. Was he abusive before you opened up your legs to him?
No, can I speak? That's cool with you.
I asked you a question.
Brother, we have men that are some pro-finessers. They will give a woman a representation of themselves. And when they've got their hooks into the woman, they turn into something different. No.
Right. I'm gonna just say this. I'm aiming for left field on this one, y'all. It might not get there, but kind of like you, right? There's some men that are some finessers, kind of like you, right? I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. Cause I'm like, dude, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. You sound like you trying to finesse the shit out of all these women. And these women are eating it up. Look at Shicey. She said, all in all, I would never date a man with kids. Most of them are broke. Okay.
A woman in her right mind is going to be in a relationship with a man that's negative, Nancy, breaking her down mentally, physically, and spiritually, not providing for her financially. No, they get the hooks in her. And then when he feels like he's got her in love and all she knows is him, he turns into something different. All I'm saying to you, brother, this is why I need you to hear this. Every woman that has had a child and is not with the man aren't bad people. And every man that had a child and not with the woman is not bad people. We keep saying a man shouldn't be with a woman that.
Who said that? Who said that they were bad, y'all? Did anybody? Did I say it? Did Anton say it? I don't know. He keep calling this dude Antoine. But who said that these women are bad? Nobody said they're bad. We're saying that a man that don't have kids shouldn't deal with them. I know a lot of people that smoke weed. I know a lot of people that say don't smoke weed. Is weed bad? I just don't understand this dude right here. Well, I do understand him. And he's the worst type of person in these type of spaces on social media because women are highly influenced. And that's why people make a lot of money off of women because they will spend money and they quick to jump on anything that absolve them of any type of responsibility. But this is devil's work right now. What this dude is doing on here is devil's work. And he keeps going to this dramatic, very minute scenario of this man's abusive and beaten. I love when Anton asked the question back. Was he all that before she opened her legs to him? No, see, a lot of ladies will just automatically accuse. We live in an age of women just accusing men, good men, of doing something because they feel a certain type of way. And this man Yada just said, feel. If she doesn't feel. What's reality? Your feelings can change. Anybody that's ever been with a woman knows that women's feelings change like the sky might change. Actually, it changes faster than that. Change like you changing the channel. She might be happy 1 second, mad the next, hot 1 second, cold the next. Women's feelings are all over the place. They cannot regulate their feelings on a majority scale. Most women need to be regulated with some medicine. I ain't even bullshitting with you. And it's not to say mean shit to women. It's a fucking fact. You can look it up. That's why majority of women are about to start all being on antidepressants, because they cannot regulate their fucking feelings. A man should not base what he does or deals with a woman, how he judges or grades a woman for future relationship, marriage, whatever the fuck, off of her fucking feelings. You don't base shit off of people's feelings. People's feelings change. Men feelings change, women's change too. I'm not basing a rule, and goddamn sure didn't either, off of somebody's feelings. Stop being fucking stupid. I could be mad right now and happy tomorrow. I'm not gonna make a dramatic decision today because I'm mad. Turning around and being happy tomorrow. Man, no, this is dumb. That's dumb. And she say, Shicey said, who is Yada finessing? And he might be finessing you. Sound like you agree with him.
Has children. Why? Because you have her children, but this man has children and children aren't with them. We have to make sense of this. Why do we keep saying, man, don't be with a woman with children, but we're not saying nothing by the man that's not taking care of his children or there for his children?
I want to actually ask that question right.
That's like a Little Mermaid movie that he just made right there.
Let me ask this real quick, because I want to know if you also feel that the way about men as well, because you got a daughter yourself. Mm-hmm. If you're giving her some instruction, would you pretty much instruct any woman? Is it the same rule that women should also stay away?
I would not tell a woman that don't have children to marry a man with children.
Okay.
I'm not biased on this. I'm consistent across the board. I don't think that it's could she possibly marry a good guy? Could a guy possibly marry a good woman? Absolutely. But I would never advise it, because I would never tell somebody to do something that I wouldn't do myself. I'm consistent in that. And let me correct them for a minute. Please. Nobody said that they were bad people.
Okay.
That's just not your people. Everybody that's a good person is not for you. Everybody that's in a situationship is not supposed to be a part of your network. Every person that's doing something good or well, they don't deserve to necessarily be in your life, because your journey is different. And so I never said anybody was a bad person, but I would never advise a man to do something that I wouldn't do myself. And I would never, ever go and talk to a woman that have children.
But when you say they're not your people, what does that mean?
And what I would tell her is to go back with your child's father. And it doesn't mean that she can't have love. If you can finesse a man into doing it, then do so. But I would never advise my guys to do that.
When you say not your people, what does that mean?
It can mean anything. It can mean that we're not equally yoked. Maybe we don't need to do business together. Maybe we are going in two different directions. Maybe we have two different belief systems. It's a lot of different things that can identify whether or not a person is your person or your people and not.
Okay, so are you telling people they should be in relationships even though it's toxic just because of the child?
I never said that.
So when should they part ways?
I don't think that they should have got it together in the first place, because you know who a
person.
We're
already there, brother. We're already there.
I specifically said no. I don't address if we already there.
Right.
I address. Literally. You have to take ownership and responsibility for it. I don't believe that people are getting finessed like you painted the picture. I believe
what Yada is doing is talking about fixing the problem or regulating the problem after the problem's already happened. Anton's talking about prevention, not even getting to the problem. And see, this is the problem where people try to make light of people's bad decisions in life. This is where you come from the Yada argument. Well, you know this, you know that. Anton's like, man, now fuck that. Don't do it. Don't do it, and you ain't got to deal with them problems. Yada will continue this problem in our community and a lot of communities in the United States of people having children out of wedlock, being in toxic relationships, dating all these multiple people, because it make him money. I guess he don't want to feel bad by calling women out. But no, we need to talk about preventing the problem. I would rather teach somebody not to do crack than try to wean somebody off of crack. Like, I don't understand these people that like to do fucked up shit and people that do fucked up shit agree with the Yada point of view, because you want to be absolved of your bullshit that you done did. You don't want nobody to say nothing to you about it. We just need to talk about how we move on from here. No. I'm all about, look, you make your bed, you fucking lie in it. You want to go out here and do terrible things in society? You want to do messed up stuff that ruins your life and the offspring of yourself? That's on you. But I'm gonna talk about prevention, because I don't want people to have to go through that. Misery loves company. I'm trying to tell y'all, misery loves company, and that's why Yada's talking the way he's talking.
Because that's to say that women aren't smart. Because how did you get so smart afterwards, but you wasn't smart enough to be able to identify that he was a POS when you got with him? That's literally telling
Fuck his ass.
Y'all that y'all idiots. You're not an idiot. You're not dumb. Most women know who the dude is that they got with and who they chased before they got with him and opened up their legs to him. You know that. That's why they say get married before you carry. That's why they say that.
So let's, because I get you pretty much talking prevention. Not necessarily in the situation, but I actually want to go to the situation because right now our culture is facing this situation in large numbers, Anton. So I want to get your consult for the people now in the situation because we get your stance, not putting us there.
I told you, go back with your child's father.
But here's the thing. If we have identified as well, to Yada's point, that the brother is at this point not working on himself, pretty much unqualified at this point to lead and manage a family, may not even have the desire to, do you still recommend that woman put herself in that position? Or should she,
what position specifically?
To be in a relationship with this type of man? Or should she go about parting ways and trying to find, just run it, be a single
Listen,
mom?
I took my vows serious. I don't believe in parting ways. It's death till death do us part in sickness and in health, for richer or for poor.
These are single women though, by the way.
Well, you said part ways.
Well, again, a woman who got pregnated by a man, they're not married.
That's your husband. That's your husband. What are we talking about? You can't take it back. Ain't no take backs. We in this. It's me and you till we die. We gonna figure it out.
I don't believe
No. They asked me the question.
I never believe I'm hearing this.
We gonna figure it out. We gonna work it out. We gonna do it. We gonna make it happen. We gonna take on the world and we gonna take over the world. It's some things that we gonna have to figure out together. But you just can't leave after you got somebody pregnant. You can't leave after you get pregnant. What you talking about? That's your husband.
Man, listen, hold on.
That's your husband.
Listen to me. Listen to me, ladies. If you're in a relationship with a man, you're pregnant, or if you have children by this man, and this man is not being a man in your life, leave him. If this man is breaking you down mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, leave him and make sure he gets himself together. And if he can't get himself together to keep you in his life, that's not the man for you. Leave. I don't care what this brother talking about. That makes no sense, and it's devilish. It's too many women being killed by toxic men because they want to stay for emotional reasons of the children. Think about yourself. Because you can't properly protect your child if you're being abused on any type of level, if you're not being provided for on any type of level. Love yourself enough to know when to leave. If not, you will pour this childhood trauma onto your child.
We use extreme words, and in order for him to even survive this debate, he got to use extreme words like abuse.
Oh, come on.
Right? Because again, we're supposed to be talking to the majority, not the minority. People leave each other because they don't like each other, or because it's a difficult financial situation, or because they fall out of love, or because they have lust for somebody else. Of course, there are extreme circumstances where you don't stay in a situation. If you get beat up on, because that goes without saying, we shouldn't even have to address that. Of course, you shouldn't stay in an abusive situation. But again, he's using extreme versions of the conversation in order to be able to survive. When in reality, we talking about people that's just walking away because they don't like the person, or they don't like his financial situation, or they don't like what it is that they think is going on in his life or her life, or she see her friend and she get influenced by it. That's what we talking about. Most people are not just walking away because, oh man, every man, come on, man.
A woman does not walk away from a place where she feels happy and she's stable on each.
See, he did it again. Anton even called him out. You keep talking about feelings. And we do need to talk in majority. We need to talk about what's happening with the masses, not the small minority, the fear-mongering shit that they do. Like, look, we're going through a political season, man. I think the election's in like 12 days or some shit like that. The fear-mongering that goes on both sides. This is how they get people engaged. This is how people get suckered in the shit. Majority of men are not beating up on women. And in those situations where we have violence in relationships, we've even got the data on that. Women are the number one initiators of the shit. But we keep painting this narrative that is men knocking these women upside their heads, so this woman got to run. I thought 20 years ago, it was daddy went to the store to get some cigarettes and he left her. It was always painted that these men are leaving these women. But now, these women are leaving the men because, the men are knocking them upside their head. Shut that shit up. Most women are not getting beat on by their man. There's more men getting beat on by their women than it is men beating on their woman. But we don't want to talk about that. We want to live in a fantasy world and goddamn dramatize this shit and make these girls fear and make them think that they automatically run into a relationship. This guy's going to beat up on me and all these men are bad. Now, how do you think you helping any woman by traumatizing her? Women eat this shit up. They eat these talking points up and they turn themselves into a victim. It ain't nothing happened to them. I know too many girls that have this chip on their shoulder, like men don't do them wrong, and they ain't even dated a motherfucker. They ain't never been in a relationship. They got a mother and a father, come from a good household, good background, good upbringing, and walk around with mindsets like this because we got fuck niggas like this nigga right here on here, Yada, pushing shit in these bitches' heads. Derrick Jackson motherfuckers. We got people out here doing this dumb shit, and all you're doing is ruining your own community just so you can get some money. I don't respect people like that. I do not respect people like that. We have data to show these things. We need to stop going off talking points and people's fucking feelings. We need to go about what actually is. I heard one girl the other day say, there's so many different realities in this world. No, there's not multiple realities. There's one reality. Now there's multiple perspectives and how you view that reality. But there's only one. Just like there's only one truth. And this bullshit coming out of this man's mouth is a goddamn lie. Let's keep going.
Each and every level. A woman will never walk away from a man where she feels secure on each and every level. His man stepped out of the fantasy.
Look, extreme.
Go back to what Anton said earlier. He said a woman will never leave if she don't feel protected. Eve was protected in the Garden of Eden by God and Adam. And she fucking fucked it up. The first woman, Jeff Bezos, was married to his wife for years. Was there with him when he was building all his wealth. Why she leave him? Jeff Bezos at that time was the richest man in the world. Why she leave him? There wasn't enough money that he had to pay for protection. He could provide anything she wanted in the world. She left that man and married a school teacher. And there was no allegations about this man knocking her upside her fucking head. Women will leave for anything. Men will leave for anything. But women are more likely to do it than men. Just throwing that out there. But like y'all, man, that's all he doing right now. Matter of fact, he doing this right now.
Now we saying that a woman will never walk away from a man if she feels secure. Most women don't even know what they don't even feel like themselves after they have a child and they got postpartum.
Come on, brother.
No. Tell me it's not true.
No, you're right.
Most women don't even know what they feel like when they have postpartum. And a lot of times these women are leaving situations when a child is an infant, when they're young. So if we talking about feelings, because that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about purpose. See, love is not about how you feel. Right. Love is what you do. I agree. And so it's an endurance test. Even the word of God, the prize isn't given to the person that run the swift. It's given to the person that endureth to the end. It's not a feeling. You might feel some type of way right now. That's why the word says that you can't let the sun go down on your wrath, because you then have to absolve for that. Because when you wake up in the morning, you're going to be a completely different person, right? So I'm not going off of feelings. I'm going based off of what is the current situation. And again, it's not about me. It's about the child. So you may feel a certain type of way right now, but we're going to work this out. We're not leaving. We're not getting divorced. Again, we're going to use his extreme example of getting your head cracked in. Don't stick around when you're getting your head cracked in. But I'm speaking to the majority. Don't just leave just because you feel a certain type of way about
ladies. If you feel unsafe, if this man is not leading you to the best version of yourself, if he's not being that guide, that leader, and that protector, leave that man. I don't care about no form of fantasies, period. And men, if you're doing everything you know to do for your woman, to keep her happy, to love her, to protect her and guide her, and she's still doing things that you don't recommend, or she's going out there doing things she has no business doing, leave that woman. If not, your children will reap the hurt and the pain of that cycle. We have to break these generational curses. We have to.
This man is going to have y'all jacked up. He going to have y'all absolutely toe up. He going to ruin your life. He going to ruin your child's life. He going to ruin your family's life. Take this and really replay it and pay attention to what, because see, this is not even about winning a debate right now. This is about the culture. This is about your family. This is a life decision. This is not something that I'm just going to easily say something and say, hey, you should just leave. No, you should really seek counseling. You should really get together with your pastor. You need to go to God and pray on his behalf. You need to pray over that man at night and get your olive oil. You need to go and convene with the people of your elders and first understand whether or not it's you and it's not him, because you may be feeling some type of way based off of a bad influence in your life. This is not something that you just play around with. You don't just leave when you got a child in a situation from somebody that you've committed to and opened up your legs to and you've gave your body to. That's not something that we just easily just walk away from and just say, oh no, just leave. Leave him if you feel unsafe. No, you need to do every single thing in your power and leverage every single resource that you can in order to ensure that this is the thing that you are not supposed to be in based off of something that you can't control. You don't just willy-nilly just walk away from a situation and think that that's going to be conducive for your child, because if you knew better, then you wouldn't be in that situation in the first place. Your judgment is already off, and that's why you need elders. That's why you need guidance. That's why you need mentors. That's why you need pastors and preachers. That's why you need a community to lord over you. That's what the community really meant. It wasn't about just taking care of a child. It was shepherding over the people that didn't know any better about themselves. And if you listen to this person, he's going to mess your family up. Don't do that.
The women.
You're goddamn right.
Hold on, real quick.
I got a question.
Okay, real quick. No woman left after the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time, the fifth time, the sixth time. They don't pray to God, got on their knees, talk to the pastor. These women ain't just leaving these men. They are mostly invested to them, loved them, gave them the body. They're tired. They're mentally falling apart. They're suffering from depression. And we want to say, oh, stay there for the children. She's crying every night. Every night she's crying. But we want to put everything on the woman rather than, oh, keep your legs closed. This woman loved this man with her all, her mind, her body, and her soul. This is why she left. She sacrificed everything for this man, and he still has not changed. I would rather you leave a man than to your child to watch you cry every night because this man's verbally mistreating you, not properly taking care of you and treating you like you're trash. Ladies, you're not a doormat. You're not under a man. You're side by side with a man. If any man treats you like that, you know he's dealing with some deep-rooted childhood traumas.
So,
right.
I want to ask this question right here because one thing that you said, Anton, was, you know, and I think you said you was very intentional when you stated this. You said, I wouldn't tell somebody without kids, man or woman, to date somebody else with children.
Mm-hmm.
Does your insight change, or does your advice change if you're giving somebody advice with children? Do you now advocate for somebody to date somebody with children if they already have children?
No, I'm still saying you need to go back with your baby daddy.
And that's for men and women?
Yes.
Do you feel like that's the same across the board?
I think you need to fix your family. I want to see families together. I don't want to see this remix version of what we think makes sense in society. I want to see preventative maintenance. I think that we need to be more proactive instead of reactive. And I want to see families together with their biological parents. I don't want to see this remix version of this. And that's what my advice would be.
And I agree, in the perfect world. In the perfect world, I completely agree. But the sad part, we're not in the perfect world.
Hey, this is a dummy right here. This is a dummy right here. I stray a little bit off from what Anton just said, but I can understand it and I can get on board with it, even though I have my own belief. I believe that, literally, you might be in a situation, and I'll use the exemption, like the minority, that this guy was crazy or something. I don't believe that person should not have to go through the rest of their life without love. So I would say go deal with somebody else that has kids. But I can get on board with what he's saying. Now, this guy's talking about, well, in a perfect world, if we're not striving for perfection, what are we doing? What's the point of all of this then? You got a C on the test? Fuck it. Because you're not striving for perfection. But no, we are. You get a C, you try to get an A. We're trying to be better. We're trying to get to that perfect world, which we will never get, but all we can do is try. If not, then what the fuck are we even talking about anything for? Everything's okay, nothing's wrong, and just do what you want to do. But I bet people wouldn't be okay with that if they was touching their daughters. I bet they wouldn't be okay with that if they was putting people in their family in the grave. No, we're striving to that perfect society. We're striving to that perfection. You gotta fucking call the bullshit out. Talking about in a perfect world. What you think we out here trying to do? Or some people are out here trying to do. But people like you keep us in this imperfect world with your mindset and your thinking. The devil is strong in this one. The devil is strong in this one. The devil is very strong in this one. Shout out to Red. He said, we're not in the perfect world, so let's just not have any standards or responsibilities. Pretty much that's what he's saying. That's pretty much what he's saying. I love people that just throw shit to the wind. Just throw it to the wind. But want to harp on shit that ain't fucking happening on the regular. It's crazy.
People make mistakes. People are led astray. But in the perfect world, yes, but I agree with you. In the perfect world. Sorry, this is not the world we live in.
There you have it.
Incredible.
What I want to do here, I want to go ahead. Can we get a poll just to get a temperature of who people rocking with right now? I want to get the Anton and Yada poll up. Let's just get a general sense of it. We actually got a poll that's still alive now.
Yeah,
right?
let me close this. We're
Let's
gonna have
close
this
it out.
open for 28 minutes, guys. Should men date women with children? You heard from both Yada and Anton. 60% and 60-40. 60% of people say yes.
60% say yes. Very interesting. I want to drop that other poll just to get a sense of it. Matter of fact, how about
drop it in the chat?
Just drop it in the chat.
Yeah.
Yada Anton, I want to get a temperature of the room. I want to see where people are. We're moving into round 4. This is the final round. If you're ready for the final round, drop final round in the chat because I want to go ahead.
Right.
I'm very excited for this one here.
Super chat's going crazy. Shout out to MT.
You know why?
Let's go ahead and get into round 4. This one here is a this one here also
Look, I'm gonna tell y'all at time, we might not make it through this whole round 4 shit, because this dude done got on my fucking nerves, bro. I can't stand people like for real, no bullshit. I can't stand people like that. I would love to get in the boxing ring and fucking knock them upside their head. Maybe you can put some sense into them. I'm dead ass serious on that type of stuff. I can't. These people bring us down as a society. People that have these sicknesses inside of their head. It's one thing to have it inside your head, but then to spread that shit, and then on top of that, make money off of people by playing on their fucking feelings, and you're ultimately gonna fuck them over. I can't stand people like that. I think these people are some of the biggest scum of the goddamn earth. I'm straight up. But here you go. We're gonna try to get through some of this. We're gonna try to get through some of this last part. But See, Red said, me at my criminal court trial. Hey, Your Honor, it's not a perfect world. Yeah, we know how good that's gonna go over. It's only look, man, this shit crazy, bro.
Trigger, man, this whole conversation is a trigger one, to be honest with you.
Right.
Because we had a situation a few episodes ago. I had my brother Anthony O'Neill on. I had my brother Wall Street Trapper on. There was a sister who claimed that brothers over 40 and single were actually red flags. The interesting thing is a lot of the culture actually says the same about the ladies. We didn't talk about the ladies, but I want to bring that here to this conversation, because who we started with last? Did we start with my man Yada last round?
We started with Anton and ended with Yada last round.
So we're going back to Anton, because here we go, Anton. Would you say it is a red flag if a woman is, let's say, 35 plus and single? Is that a red flag?
No. I don't think that that's a red flag. I don't think that a lot of things that society and the culture says is red flags is a red flag. I don't think that a woman that don't have children by 40 is a red flag. Right? I just think that, again, I don't think that we're a monolith. I think that everybody is different. Their circumstances determine what their decisions are going to be, and then ultimately what their outcomes are. A woman that's over 35 and single, that's it? No, I don't think that that's a red flag at all. I mean,
35 and single, I can see that not being a red flag. 35 with a kid, that's a red flag. 35 with a kid and single, that's a red flag. Me and him might have to part ways on that one again. But nah. First off, it's kind of a little weird to say that a woman's 35 and she's an attractive woman. Think about this, y'all. An attractive woman that you would think multiple dudes then came and tried to holler at. Something's got to be up. Is it she just wanted to focus on her career, which could bring in some mental fucking problems that you might have to deal with in a relationship? Or, yeah, mainly the mental problems. She might be fucking crazy too. She might be fucking crazy. I don't know, man. Look, most dudes will get with any attractive. Most men view women as attractive. Majority of women. So you 35, you're a good looking woman. You ain't got no man. What's going on? What's going on? For a guy that age, I wouldn't think the same, but hey, got double standards in life. And see, Red said, I've never actually met a guy like Yada in real life. They seem like plants to lead men astray online. Look, his number one, his main audience is fucking women, so he could be leading some dudes astray too. Dude, we got a lot of weak-minded fucking people out here, man. We got a lot of people that can't think for them fucking selves. We got more sheep than ever. And I can see him convincing some people. He can't convince me. That's some bullshit coming out of his mouth. But I don't know, man. Look, Anton, don't think that a woman at 35 with no kids is a red flag. I think it could be, but if she had kids, definitely a red flag.
I mean, if she's single with children, then I think that that's a red flag, because you have to start.
Okay, we agree on that.
You break up with a person that you was with, man. How many children do you have, and how many different baby fathers do you have, and all of that? But a woman that's 35 and single, she could have just been intentional. Right? She could have just been focused on, her career, or, taking care of somebody that was at home, or, a lot of times it's a lot of men and women that are playing son husband or son, wife to parents that then had children to take care of them, which was selfish on the parents' part. But that woman could be responsible for that parent in that way, and she could have taken on that burden, which is not her fault, and she shouldn't have to take on that burden. But I think that is nuance and it's context. So I don't personally look at a woman over 35 that's single, and that's just the criteria alone as a red flag. And let me also say this before you go. I think that we all have red flags.
Right.
Some of them bigger than others, right? Some of us have some things that we have to work on. It's a lifetime of work that we're doing, and we're evolving as we go. You're not going to be the same person at 20 as you are at 30. You're going to be a different person at 40 than you are at 30, and so on and so forth. And so I think that everybody has red flags, green flags, and so on. The conversation I think that we miss is, what are you willing to live with and work through? Because we're looking for this ideal person, and we'll say, okay, well, they have to make this amount of money, or they have to be this far in their career, or they have to be a Greek, or they have to be in a fraternity or a sorority, and all of these different criteria. But we're not looking at the thing that you're willing to work through, because the thing that determines whether or not you're going to stay together is the problems, not the things that you like about the person, the things that you're willing to endure through when they're growing and evolving past that point. Even when it comes to financially, again, I spoke a lot on younger people, 20, 21, 22 years old. You may be looking at a guy that has all of the things that you want in life financially, and he may be 30, 40, right? He may be 40, 50. Now, you don't want to endure with this guy that ultimately is going to get there, and he has your best interest at heart. He has better character. He actually believes in God, right? And we see a lot of women walk away from that for the glitz and the glam and for the highlights. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think that that's a red flag on him. I just think that that's a growth opportunity, but she don't want to be with that guy because the culture that we live in is saying to go with the guy that got all of the money instead of going with the guy that actually has the better interest in you that ultimately is going to translate to the best situation for the both of y'all. So I don't look at a woman over 35 alone as just a red flag. I don't look at that.
Yada, what's your thoughts on that question, brother?
I agree completely with the brother. The only thing that I disagree with is him saying if the woman is,
that don't even make no goddamn sense. I agree completely with the brother. The only thing I disagree with, sir, out of 100%, there's only 100%. You can't say you agree with 100%, but then have a disagreement. This dude, he a walking contradiction.
Over the age of 35 with children. You know, some women have given men their youth and been married 20 plus years, and the relationship just didn't work, and they parted ways, some peacefully, some toxic.
Oh, for
but I believe
sake, not that again.
That woman is in a place of healing. So I think all women, regardless of their age, if they're single and working on themselves, I don't see that as a red flag. And like my brother said, I believe that we all have red flags, and we should really get with people that can deal with that red flag.
There you have it. Honestly, man, you know, again, I think a lot of overlay and overlap. And it's interesting because I know you brothers very well as far as your content and what you speak about. And although you guys have a lot of differences, there is a lot of overlap in your perspective, which is very interesting. But that's why I'm happy that we was able to get some nuance here in this conversation. What I actually want to do here, because we always like to get your first time.
Before you end, I want to say this to Antoine, brother. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Man, look, I'm done with that shit, man. Look, I can't stand people like that dude Yada. Like, and I disagree with Anton on a good little bit of things, especially political views. But on this one, I gotta give it to him. I gotta give it to him. He got this one, y'all. I don't like people that pander to women. And that's one of the bigger problems that we have in society right now, that a lot of our women have been led astray. And it's just not in the Black community. It's in every community. These people at the top, and just for the people that don't know the game, I'm going to explain the game to you real quick, like, so you understand a little bit better if you haven't heard it before. But the people at the top, the most powerful people that run these corporations and run society pretty much as we know it, they figured out that women spend money. And their number one goal for any of the companies or businesses, whatever they're doing, is to make as much money as possible. And if that entails breaking up the nuclear family, if that means setting women in opposition against their men, they will do it. And guess what? They did it. They're continuing to do it to this day right now. Women are not smart enough, obviously, to catch on. We have a lot of women that do catch on, but majority of women do not. So I don't want to hear all women. You said all women ain't seeing it. I know there's women out here that see it, but the vast majority of women do not notice the game. We have the same problem with a lot of guys. We have the same problem with a lot of guys not understanding the swoop game. We have some people that I think that are like Yada that does know, and he's playing that game to make money and leading women astray. But then we have some young ass white knight simp dudes that come out here and think that women ain't nothing but everything sweet and spicy, sugary, whatever the fuck that Powerpuff Girl line was. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I know y'all used to watch that shit. I watched it. But these guys truly don't believe or will not accept the size of women that are not favorable in society's eyes. And we got too many people being led astray. The whole game is about the money, man. It's all about the money and power. And we are allowing this shit to circumvent. That's why I say guys need to be standing on their square, number one, doing what the fuck you need to do to make sure you can be a leader in your own community. You ain't gonna be the leader of the world, but some of y'all, one of y'all might. I don't know how the fuck that gonna work out for you. But You need to be a responsible adult and do what the fuck you're supposed to do. And that entails avoiding situations that would be bad for you also. Like, just because these people want to feel bad for a girl because she put herself in a fucked up position by making her own decisions doesn't mean you need to go in there and have to save her. A lot of dudes need to get out of that Captain Save a Whole complex type shit. I understand we have people that have fucked up situations, but the world doesn't owe anybody understanding. And I'll say that to the cows come home. I got problems in my own life. None of y'all should give a fuck. It ain't your fucking problem. You got your own fucking problems. That's why I tell people in my family all the time. Why don't you never call me? I got my own shit I'm dealing with. Why the only time you call me when you got a fucking problem? Let's talk about that shit. Like, come on, man. We got to be responsible adults, man. We got to be grown. We got to hold everybody accountable to their actions. The only way we're going to get to a society that we actually truly want is if we actually start doing that. So to sit around here and constantly just making excuses for people is not going to help us. I'm not going to be one of the people in that group that just make excuses. I'm going to be a person in that group that call the bullshit out and try to talk about solutions. Keep your legs closed. Keep your petey wacky in your pants. Don't fucking be popping and shooting the club up and having sex until you're married. Have I broke that rule? Having sex? Yeah. I ain't had no kids, but still though. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. And we need to be better. We need to be better as people, man. But I appreciate all y'all that tuned in tonight, man. No bullshit. I know we ran a little bit longer than I wanted to. 14 minutes over, 15 minutes now in a second. But look, man, y'all hit that like for your boy, hit that subscribe for your boy, share the videos, turn them notices on, man. Make sure y'all hit all. YouTube likes to turn all that shit off for people all the time. And make sure y'all supporting over here, man. We trying to grow. And we will be right back at it tomorrow, man. Right back at it tomorrow, as usual. But real shit, appreciate y'all. Be safe. Catch y'all on the next one as always, man.
Don't tell me about me. Stop telling 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 me about me. I don't need you to tell me about me.